If I were to ask y'all, what was the hardest thing y'all had to deal with in your marriage, what would that be?
I would probably say for me, it was when we lost the baby.
Yeah, same.
Grief is a weird thing when you're not angry at God.
We lost this child, but this happened to her. Like, they had to go in and cut her tube open. And then us realizing that they didn't just cut a part of her tube, but they cut her whole right tube. And nobody told us that.
And that's why it was so difficult for us to get pregnant. Doc is my bonus mom. I call Doc and I'm telling her what happened. And she's like, okay, well, I'm just gonna tell you this. You talking like you don't know who God is.
There it is.
So at the end of the day, you gonna get pregnant and watch it be on the right side. I don't care what they say. By the time my next cycle was supposed to come on, I was like, where's that? Oh my God, I'm pregnant. They said, let's do an ultrasound to make sure it's in the right placement this time.
So she goes to the left and there's nothing. Like, you don't see anything on the left side.
First of all, I was worried about my left ovary. Ain't no blood flow. She was like, no, it came from over here. And then she said, oh, you don't have a tube over here.
Yep.
She said, I don't know how.
Yep.
If y'all were to name this episode based on what y'all shared today, what would be the name of this episode?
Love After Loss.
Welcome to Dear Future Wifey podcast, The Blacks. How y'all doing?
Hey, we're doing good. Thank you for having us. I was not taught to be a wife. My mom was a single mom before, so I watched her do everything. And then when being in relationships, I'm still watching her carry it all.
Yeah.
I didn't ever expect that I would have the marriage that I have today.
I didn't know anything about marriage or how a husband was supposed to act to a wife, but I knew how I was supposed to act as a person. So I knew that I was going to treat her the best way I knew how.
I started to realize, I'm like, what do I want in a partner? I want you to be able to trust me. I want you to be able to be vulnerable with me. So how can I desire those things for myself, but I'm not willing to give that to you? I'm afraid of vulnerability while I'm asking you to be vulnerable to me.
What made you know that she was the one that you wanted to commit to for the first time?
So
what started as a search for understanding became a journey of transformation. Every letter that I wrote led me to this day, the day I got married.
November the 22nd, 2025. Dear my forever.
Forever is a long time. That's how long I'll love you. Those lyrics echo through every fiber of my soul at the very thought of you.
This journey has culminated with you as both the award and the reward of my pursuit of love. You are the award, the honor God placed before me, the recognition of growth, healing, and becoming the man I needed to be.
And you are the reward, the blessing given after endurance, the gift promised to those who refuse to faint.
This isn't just our story. This is for all of us. I'm Laterras R. Whitfield.
And I'm Ashley R. Whitfield.
Welcome to the Dear Future Wifey podcast.
Welcome to the Dear Future Wifey podcast. I'm your host, Laterras R. Whitfield.
And I'm Ashley R. Whitfield.
Listen, are you still shacking up with us? If you're still shacking up with us, come on. Can we get a commitment? Hit that subscription button and subscribe. Make sure you turn on your notification bell so you'll be notified about upcoming episodes. Let me tell you why it's so important for you to subscribe to the podcast. Well, a lot of advertisers, a lot of brands, when they're deciding how to allocate their funds, they want to check and see what kind of built-in audience these platforms have. And also, I get a lot of y'all that complain that we've had a live event or we went live on YouTube and y'all didn't know about it. Well, that's how you learn about it, is to be subscribed and to make sure that you turn on your notification bell. Remember, the mission of the Dear Future Wifey podcast is to increase marriage rates and decrease divorce statistics while providing these tools so that we can do relationships a whole lot better. So each guest is curated for that purpose. I know a lot of y'all may question why we get certain guests on the podcast. Either you learn something from them or what not to do, or you learn what to do or give you hope on this thing called love. I want to personally invite you to the One Voyage cruise that sets sail October the 26th through November the 1st. Make sure that you use the code WIFEY. We're going to be doing the Dear Future Wifey podcast live on the ship again. Those that joined us last year, y'all knew how amazing it was. At that time, Ashley was
your manager.
Yeah, she was my manager. So when people saw us on the cruise ship, even though we were keeping our relationship private, they were like, I know you ain't on a cruise with another woman. That's got to be her. And I was like, I don't know. Is she? Is it? And so this time she gets to walk around full glory and actually join me as a co-host of Dear Future Wifey. So it's going to be an amazing event. Make sure you click the link in the description. Well, today's episode is going to be fun. This past week's episode, we did it live at BCI. And they were a part of the panel. And I want to get more information out of them about their story because they have an extremely impactful story. And so I invited them to come on the podcast for their solo episode. So without further ado, welcome to Dear Future Wifey podcast, my homies, the Blacks. How y'all doing?
Hey, we're doing good. Thank you for having us.
Yes,
Listen, what do you want me to call you? You want me to call you just Money?
You can call me Money, you can call me Mr. Black, you can call me Mondarius, just don't call me late for dinner. Whatever you want to do.
Because I noticed every time I looked in my comments, they'd be like, Money.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I've been calling him by his government name, Mondarius, and you like, no, just call me Money. So as long as I don't call you late for dinner. Right. And Haley. So listen, man, thank y'all so much for coming on the Dear Future Wifey podcast. Ashley, now you get a chance to have a conversation with them and hear how dynamic their story is.
That's right. You said my homies, but they're really our homies.
Our homies now. That's right.
There you go.
Because before we started recording, they was swapping skincare routines and
I got you, sis.
eyebrow.
Yes.
What y'all microblade?
That's what it was.
We-
Micro something.
You know,
micro something.
those kind of essentials that you need to be able to get,
Right.
ready quickly.
You can't gatekeep the good stuff.
yeah.
So me and my dad's looking like they just a whole conversation
Sharing
about,
tips.
about microblading.
And then their tips is waking up, put water in a rag on their face.
That's all we need to do.
Whatever works.
Well, we want to celebrate you because today, what did you just do?
Y'all, I paid off my student loans today.
Yes.
I'm done with Sally Mae.
Yes.
Sally Mae was the other woman in y'all relationship. Huh?
Right.
She was doing too much.
She still is.
She still is
for one of us.
Oh, my money.
Yeah, I think you need to handle that.
Okay, we can. Okay.
So y'all been married for how many years now?
3.
3 years. What's the date?
Which one?
Yeah, I was about to say.
Oh yeah, because y'all had 2 dates. Y'all had a date that y'all got married that no one else knew, and then a date that your family and friends knew about.
So the May 20th is when we got married in the States, and then July 28th is when we got married in Greece.
But y'all celebrate both dates.
So we celebrate July.
Yeah,
is what we
for the
usually
longest.
celebrate. Yes.
Yeah.
So that's what y'all consider. Y'all
Yeah.
got, but the license, what does that say?
The
The
20th,
20th of
it
May.
does.
The 20th of May.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like
All
on
right.
the 20th of May, it's like, oh, happy anniversary.
Yeah.
But and then on July 28th, it's like, so what we doing?
Right.
So what made y'all do it that way?
Well,
As far as getting married in Greece.
Yeah. Yeah.
okay.
So the 2 dates.
The 2 separate dates.
I'll say this. When it came to getting married in May, one part was I realized once we were going like through the paperwork, trying to figure everything out, that they wanted us to mail something at one point. And I said, I don't need to find out 10 years later that we're not legally married because something got lost somewhere.
Right.
So I was like, let's legally do it in the States.
Okay.
But we didn't tell anybody at the time because a lot of people already felt some type of way about us getting married in Greece.
Yeah.
And we didn't plan on doing anything other than actually let's go get married. And then we got married with my pastor and then we went back home.
Yeah.
And so we didn't want people to be offended that they weren't invited to that, but we wanted it to be private between the two of us. So we kept that one a secret. And for the longest, everybody just thought Greece was it. And I want to say last year, I think is when a lot of people found out. It's like, oh,
Maybe right now. A lot of people gonna find out. Right now. There's a lot of y'all that didn't know that May 20th is when we got married. It really don't matter to y'all because it's a date we celebrate.
my
So-
bad, mama.
Or don't celebrate, actually, because we do July 28th.
Yeah.
Yeah, y'all celebrate July 28th. And so the day we're recording this episode is July, what's the day's date?
16.
16.
Yeah, July the 16th.
Yep.
So y'all be celebrating y'all's 4 year. It'll be 4 years, right? Or is that
No, no,
3?
it'll be three. It'll be
So it'll be 3. So y'all
Yeah.
just been saying y'all have been married for 3 years
Because of the May.
Because of May.
Because of the May.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. So
We out here being real complicated.
We all here now.
Thank you for getting us up to speed.
Right.
so what's the thing that I'm gonna ask both of y'all this? What has marriage taught you about yourself in these last 3 years?
Ooh. I said this online and they ate me up for it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't like apologizing. Now I'm gonna do it, but it really made me realize how prideful I could be, for sure, because I can know I'm wrong and I'd be like, but when I got married, it was one of those things that I'm like, okay, look, or really not even just got married, because it was one of those things that show up just being in a relationship. But I started thinking to myself, for starters, the Holy Spirit will send conviction quickly. And I mean, we just had this conversation and maybe 10 minutes later, it's like, now go fix it. Yeah. And I'm sitting here like, now from the time that the Holy Spirit is given, like, go fix it, I might have said something maybe 2 hours later. But because the whole time I'm sitting here like, oh my God, I got to go in here and tell this man that I was wrong. I got to say I'm sorry.
Yep, be quicker next time.
Look, and he is so patient too. So that makes matters worse, because I'm just like, and he just sit there and was like, okay. So I got to come back and
come find you.
I'll say this. I remember one incident specifically where we standing in the kitchen, and it was something, I think it had to do with like travel. And I wanted to go on like these particular dates because I was like, this is when it's supposed to be. And I can't remember what was going on, but I had the dates completely wrong. But I was going so hard about these dates. And he doesn't argue. So he's just like, are you sure? I don't think that's the case. And I'm like, I think it is. He's like, okay, Haley. And then I had to go to the store. I'm driving to Dollar General. And then on our way there, I'm like, it hits me. I'm like, actually, let me go check. So I go look, and immediately I feel so guilty because I was like, no, I'm telling you, like, you are always forgetting stuff. This is what it is. I came back home. I walked in the house. I see him. He's washing dishes. I go into the room. I come back out. And I'm looking, and I'm like, okay, I got to tell him I'm sorry. So I go to him, I'm like, hey. Because I try to give, like, a real apology, though. Yeah. I want it to be thoughtful. So first thing I started out was apologizing. I shouldn't have said this the way that I did. And I understand that, like, my tone of voice was not it. I was talking down, and I was wrong. I went back and I looked, and you were right. And he's just sitting there like, thank you. And he'll kill me. He'll give me a hug. But I don't like apologizing.
He said they ate you up on live.
Yeah, I made a video about it. Like the next day, I said, y'all know one thing that I realized? I hate apologizing. Like, he eats me up. Now I'm going to do it because I love my man and I like a healthy marriage. But it's eating me up from the time that I do it. And then afterwards, I feel good. But like leading up to it, I do not like it.
And so what would they say? What did they say back?
Oh my gosh, this is so toxic. I can't believe it. Anybody who loves their person, this wouldn't be this hard to apologize. I'm like, okay, y'all out here saints in these streets.
Right.
I'm like, I'm being transparent. Me and Pride, we be tussling. But you know what? I'm not gonna let it win. I ain't gonna let it win, but we do be tussling.
The whole time they not even apologizing for that.
Right.
They're not even apologizing for offending you in your comments.
Right.
You see
I don't have nobody to apologize to. So
Hey. Uh-oh.
So what was something that taught you?
So I'll say for me, I guess I would say I was too patient. So whenever we would have conflict, a lot of times early on before marriage, I would be like, okay, let me think about it. And then it'll be next week, and she'll be like, have you thought about it? I'm like, oh no, let me think about it. And then another week will come, and now she is so mad about it. But I'm a person who was like, oh, it'll die down. Like it'll die down. We won't worry about it. We've had good days. It'll be okay. And then we had to come to a compromise. We'd be like, okay, if you say you're gonna think about it, you have to think about it within the next hour or two, and then we will talk about it. So now I've gotten to the point where if I feel away or if I feel like she feels away, let's talk about this right now. Mm-hmm. Let's go ahead and get this off our chest now. I don't like to go to sleep mad at each other. Like we got on that early on. I feel like I was like, because the first time I did that when I was pushing dates back, I was like, I don't like how this feels. Mm-hmm. I don't like going to sleep and either like if you're in Winston and I was in Shelby, we're not calling and staying on the phone the whole time or whatever. And I'm like, just what if something happens? Mm-hmm. And the last thing I remember is us having this back and forth about nothing, and I didn't even want to face it. So early on, I was like, yeah, let's just make sure that we don't even go to sleep angry at each other.
And so you would avoid it.
Yes. I was very avoidant.
But you always like that growing up?
I would say with conflict, maybe so. I think so. Maybe I really don't have a lot of conflict. I don't have a lot of people who are like mad at me or like I don't know. I haven't been a person who like gets in trouble or anything like that. So
you was a good kid.
Yeah. let's say yeah.
She said
to most.
Well, I can say from the outside, like looking in, he is somebody with his friends. He addresses things like very quickly.
Okay.
But I can see with like family dynamics, maybe a little bit different. It's like, okay, because I don't want it to be like a bigger deal than what it is. So
And not knowing too, because this is my first, she was my first girlfriend, first wife, first all of that. Like, so I'm like,
She was your first girlfriend?
first girlfriend for sure.
Wow.
Now,
and y'all met at what age?
What age were we when we met? I was 22 maybe.
So you went to college, played basketball. This is the first girlfriend you ever had?
Girlfriend, yes.
Girlfriend. I'm not gonna say what I normally say, but
She is the first girl to ever have a title from me, for sure. For sure.
Let's be clear.
Yeah.
Girlfriend.
Yeah.
I'm like,
First person I committed to.
Yes, for sure.
That's good.
Definitely the first person I committed to.
and you know what? Hey,
How did you feel about that? Did you feel special?
I suppose so. Like, because after the fact, because we were friends first. So when we became friends, I always thought it was weird. I was like, you ain't never had a girlfriend? And knowing, because we was friends, I knew some things. So I was like, and you don't, nobody? I remember, I used to say this all the time when we met. I was like, there's this one individual. I thought she was bad. I said, why not? He was like, I'm not ready. What did you say? You said, until I'm ready to commit. That's what it is. Until I know that I can be faithful to a person, I'm not going to get in a relationship.
That's good. I respect that.
Yeah.
That's good.
And so how did you feel about her co-signing on this other girl? Did it make you want her more, or did you still don't care?
About wanting the other girl more?
When she said, because he said she was trying to basically run the play and be like, look at him, shake his head, no.
Nah. I think I was at that point stuck in my ways. And we talk about a lot how I don't have a lot of males in my life who have shown me what a healthy relationship looks like.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of single women or women who have men in their life that they have more bad days than good. And I didn't want to be a person who was like that. Yes, I still took away some of those things, as in I was doing things I probably shouldn't have been, but at the same time, I don't want to give them no empty promises. I don't want to be hurting anybody's feelings or like telling any lies to anybody in any aspect. So even if it's a thing of, if somebody finds out that I'm doing something with somebody else, yes, I am. Yep. I will tell you straight up. Yep. I was not holding anything back. And I always wanted to be a person where I was upfront, because I saw it hurt so many women in my life.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Mm-hmm. That's real. And so did you appreciate that transparency and that honesty as by you being his friend?
Oh, I did. I really did. I will say, especially in college, everybody out here in these streets, and they keeping it a secret, and they're leading people on. So the one thing I used to say is, well, at least you ain't leading nobody on. I guess if they know what it is and this is what they signing up for, you do you. Have fun.
Go ahead.
So what made you know that she was the one that you wanted to commit to for the first time?
So what made me know, and it's crazy though, because it's crazy we're talking to our friends about this, because they made a comment saying that one of them did something and was like, you are the perfect mate, but just not for me. And at that point in time, I was still this guy who she was trying to get with this other person who was not ready for a committed relationship. And I'm like, you are the person. Like you are right here in my face, but I just don't know what to do with that. Because I had never been in a relationship. I never had these feelings for anybody, and I didn't know how to approach those feelings. And I told her this while we were friends. I was like,
I'm saying here like, why you tell me?
We were one-on-one. I told her straight up, like, I have these feelings for you. Like, I definitely could see myself with you, but I don't know how to do this right now. Mm-hmm. And I was like, you can answer me right now, or you don't have to say anything. And we were coming back from where she's from, hour drive back. Quiet.
I turned the radio up. I was because here. Okay.
She said I took the radio up.
I'm gonna say this. He was acting weird in the car, and I thought, because I told him we was going to my grandmama's house, and she lived in the hood, and I told him, I said, stay in the car. He didn't stay in the car. So like when we get back in the car, we leaving. I'm seeing her thinking he judging me. I'm like, why are you looking at me like this?
Mind you, neither of us know each other's home life, so she don't even know.
I didn't know.
That you from that? Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm sitting here thinking like, you judging me and this, that, and the third. I'm like, goodness. And so he was looking at me. I'm like, what's up? He tells me all of this, just lets it all out, and then he goes on to say, but I can't really do nothing about it because I'm not ready for a relationship, and you don't have to say anything if you don't want to. So I turned the radio up.
What song was playing?
Y'all, and I added this song to my playlist. In case you didn't know, which is a country song. And it's a man telling this woman, in case you don't know, I love you.
Oh, really?
Yes.
That's what was playing?
I thought it was the funniest thing. It's on my playlist to this day after that.
You didn't know.
You supposed to took it off after we got together once.
No. But I'm like, there was no point in me knowing this information. So what I did was I just started dating. And like, not that I wasn't dating before, but I wasn't so openly dating a lot because like we didn't have anything going on. So I'm like, I need you to see what you're missing out on, and let's go. Because why are you telling me this?
So you was crushing on him then, huh?
I look. I was.
We here now.
Freshly
Be
out
honest.
of I was freshly. It was my first time being single in my adult life. I was freshly out of a relationship at the time, and I kept thinking like, he is kind of cute, but I also know what you about.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Are you guys the same age?
2 years older.
Okay. So you were.
Yeah, you be 28 this year. Like, let's relax.
So if he was 22, you were 20.
Yes.
Okay.
And so in your mind, you was just like, all right, you was doing it to make him jealous?
Yeah, a part of it was, it definitely was a jealousy thing. I was like, okay, fine. There was no point in you telling me this, but now I'm about to make you feel some type of way.
And did you feel that type of way?
I'll say early on, no, because I set her up on one of her dates too.
Oh, you did?
Wow.
I did. Because we were friends.
He did.
We were friends.
So you mean even after you done poured your heart out, sort of, kind of, ish, then you said, all right, I don't know what to do with it, so I'm going to find you somebody else that know what to do with that. How do you feel about you?
So I saw this person after a basketball game, and I was walking. We're at a basketball game. We're leaving. We had all driven there together, and I go up to find money. I'm like, we're about to leave, and he was at the trunk of the car with another individual. And so I woke up and I'm about to tell Money, I'm like, hey, we're about to leave. This guy steps in front of Money and says, hey, my name is whatever. I said, my name is Haley. The next day, I FaceTime Money. It's in the morning. And he didn't have his headphones in, and I didn't know who he was with. But I said, buddy from last night was fine. Can you hook me up? He turns the camera around.
And the dude was with him.
Yes, and he heard it. And he was like, so he sent me his number. And I was like, okay.
More of the story, it didn't work out.
This is where it really dawned on me, my feelings for him. When I was out on a date with this guy, the whole time I was thinking, if I kiss this man or it goes anywhere with this man, I would not have a chance with him.
Is that true?
For sure.
Really?
For sure.
Why?
Me and him were teammates. We played on the same basketball team together. Like you said, we was hanging out. Me and him were.
Yeah.
So if they would have went any step further, this wouldn't be it.
So in your mind, so even when you gave her the
spiel,
alley-oop, then you literally said, all right, however she conducts herself from this point lets me know whether or not these
you lay
feelings
up, you get fouled and hit 2 free throws.
Oh, but
Either way it
let's
goes.
talk about how you try to sabotage the date, though.
I didn't try to sabotage the date.
How
But
did he try to sabotage the date?
so I'll say it from my point of view
Go
because
ahead.
the way Haley says it is, so like Haley said, we all hung out together all the time.
Not this guy.
No. We had a group.
Yes.
It was
Okay.
4 of us. And we always hung out together. And on this particular day, which was the day she was going out on the date with the guy, Haley is MIA the whole day though. Not just the night. She is MIA the whole day. So I forgot that because she told me weeks before
Don't say nothing.
that they were going on the date. So it's maybe 2 weeks later. I done forgot. This ain't my date.
Right.
So I'm with the other 2 people in
This ain't
our
my
group,
date.
and they're asking where Haley is. They're calling her. I'm calling her. She's not answering my phone call. She's not texting back. Even though she knows that I'm supposed to know where she's at, she's still not even telling me like, hey, I'm with such and such.
Yeah.
Don't say nothing. So it dawned on me maybe probably right before she was about to come back. And I was like, oh, I know where she's at. And I said it out loud to the other 2 in the group. And I was like, I wasn't supposed to tell y'all though.
I'm going to say.
I didn't say it to them, but I was like, I was not supposed to say it to y'all. And one of our friends called Haley.
She blowing my phone up.
Calling her, texting her. You better not be with that man. You better not. Like, she going in. I'm like,
Why was she hating?
let's just say that
It was
she
the
didn't.
first time I went out with someone that was not black on a date.
Okay.
And so she
Okay.
was like, ain't no way. And I'm like, I ain't know. Like, hold on. Let me see. You wasn't supposed to know yet.
You ain't supposed to know. Yeah, it's a secret.
Which that wasn't me though.
Mm-hmm.
That was God. That was God. And he brought us here. He brought us here. He brought us here. We wouldn't be here today.
You know what?
It wasn't me.
I
was just a vessel.
I was just a
It
vessel.
was
just a
just
vessel.
a vessel. It's crazy.
He said he just said the name out loud.
Let him use you.
Right. Let him use a moment. Like, oh, yeah.
Oh, let me just call her. Hey, what you doing? Oh, that's hilarious. And so from that point on, how did it transition from that, we friends, straight platonic friends? Or were y'all kissing cousins?
No.
Okay. Y'all were just straight platonic friends. And then how did it transition?
So, fall of 2019.
Yeah, 19.
So how long is this from that conversation that he had? How many months later?
It's a couple months.
That might have
Okay.
been
'Cause, like, it was
before the
right before
wasn't it?
summer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that
Did
Did you
would've
tell
been-
him how the date went?
I did.
Yeah.
I did tell him how the date went. I think I went on a date like right after that, and I was like,
Yeah, because Haley was dating, but it wasn't a thing of like how modern dating is now. You know, people go on dates. You spend this money on me, I gotta come back to your room. No, Haley would send a long dissertation about what we are and are not doing. And if you try to
That's
do
right.
these things, I'm going home.
don't like.
You sent a text message for real?
Yes, because okay, one
And
thing
she
you have
showed
to
me the
take-
message. I was like,
What was
are
in the
they even gonna want to go on
dissertation?
the date with you?
Guys, I thought it was the craziest thing. People out here thinking, oh, you take me out on a date, you buying a cheeseburger and you about to get some. I'm like, what is that? First of all, that is crazy to me. So I'm like, okay. And of course, I'm like, I'm sitting here like, okay, I don't want there to be a misunderstanding when we go out. So one, I am expecting that you are coming to pick me up and you are paying for the date. That is like my thought
That's the
process.
standard.
So I want you to know, one, that is what my expectation is. But if you are expecting anything, I'm not even kissing you on the first day. I don't know where your lips been. I don't know you. You could have some stuff. So, I was so serious about it. So I always send a message if a guy asked me out, and it actually got to the point of like, this is the date that I want to come. This is what we want to do. I'm like, okay, I just need you to know these are my expectations, and this is what I am not doing. So if that makes you uncomfortable,
Then don't go.
then don't come.
Yeah.
The ball is in your court, but it's for you to decide. And then I also put something in there. I do not care how great you think the date is going. Do not try me.
You put a disclaimer in there?
Yes, because that's how, look, and especially now, I think I'll be even worse today the way social media be talking about dating.
it's a whole
Wait,
different
but
level.
you literally told guys that
Yeah,
they
in the
needed to
text
pay
message.
for the date.
that was my expectation for sure.
She said, you gonna pay for it? You gonna
because
pick me up?
You go.
I was always taught that when
honest.
it came to dating,
Yeah.
like the guy is coming to pick you up. He's not honking his horn. Now, if they came and picked me up from like school, you can't come to my dorm room.
Yeah.
So like, okay, you text me, let me know you're there. But you're opening my car door. You are setting the date. You are telling me where we are going. You can ask me my interest, but you figure that out. Like that ain't got nothing to do with me. So what I need to figure out is what I'm wearing, and I'm gonna just show up and have a good time.
Well, who taught you to do that?
I think it had everything to do with like the women of the church that I was going to at the time, because I remember like vividly I was having a conversation one day with, I call him Uncle John, and he said, whatever you do, don't date a bum. And so he started talking about like what you should expect from a guy. But then his wife and his wife's sister and so on, we were like having more conversations. And this started when I was like my freshman year in high school. So I started being around more women who set expectations of what you should expect from a man. And more so along the lines of, if you don't have these things and you don't have like a standard, there's not a goal anywhere. So they think they can give you just anything. So I was like, okay, so I could do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. And so you create these standards and guys will still try to push the boundaries, and then how would you respond on the date with them?
Oh no, you can take me home. Like,
Did anyone ever not pay?
Oh, yes. Yes.
She had a flashback.
Oh my goodness.
Even though you told him what this
I'm
standard
telling
was.
this was summer of 2019. He wanted to go see the movie that just came out. It was Aladdin, and it had Will Smith in it. We get up there, and he was like, 1 ticket. I was shook. I was like, hold was an individual who had been trying to holler at me. I'm in college now. They had been trying to holler at me since high school, and I was just home for the summer. So I'm like, and this is what you do? Yeah, I went home.
And that was her last summer single.
It was.
That's the last summer single.
My last summer single.
And so while she telling you these stories about how guys were moving, what did you think about that?
I don't know. I don't think in the moment, I don't think I was thinking anything of it. But I do think the distance during the summer made me reflect on what I really wanted and what I wanted after college, because we were both going into our last year. And I knew if I didn't capitalize on this when we went back, then that was going to be it, because she lived in Georgia and I was in North Carolina. It was like, when was I going to see
So you thought
again?
about that?
Yes, over the summer for sure.
You said when we get back to school.
When did we start dating? And when we got back, September. When do you go back to college? In August.
Yep.
So this was the thing, because we talked almost every day over the summer. Because you studied abroad in China, and we talked almost every day, even though she was, what was the time difference, 12 hours or something like that?
Oh, yeah, it was 12-hour time difference, and he was working third shift, so he would call me on his breaks because it'll be during the day for me. And it's crazy part is, like, we didn't talk at the beginning of the summer at all.
Right.
We didn't talk until, like, found out there was, like, a rumor about us. So I was like, guess what? Guess who apparently is together? And I texted him and told him that. And then from that day forward.
Her being in China, me being in North Carolina.
Yeah,
guess
we
who
just-
together?
Really? It was a whole rumor about y'all being together.
Oh, my gosh, yes. That was a whole
Let's
it was
give
a
them
whole
something
thing.
to talk about in September then.
And
Let's
that
give
you
him
did.
something
Yeah.
to talk about.
It was
So
crazy.
and so September came around, and so now he puts action behind the words that he spoke a few months prior. How did you receive that? Was you like, I don't know if he's still this player, I don't know, or you? Again, when I asked you earlier, the fact that he was willing to commit to you, did you find that to be special? And you was like, well, no, because I knew how he was, you know. I know as a friend, you knew where the bodies were buried. So
Yeah.
when he steps to you in September, why'd you take him seriously?
Well, first I grilled him with questions because I was like, "Don't play with me." Like, do not
It
play
wasn't, no,
with me.
first off, she was excited asking these questions. She wasn't like this.
Like,
she
I
was
looked at
very
him,
excited.
I
Like she was,
I started laughing actually because
did.
I was like, I said, "Stop playing."
Yep.
He said, "No, I'm serious." Because first of all, you would have thought he was about to tell me his cat died. Like the way he was approaching this conversation, he seemed really
was serious?
sad. Like
You're
he
real
was
serious?
He was so serious. I was like, "What's going on?" Like. I thought something bad happened. But then when he said it, I was like, for real? He said, yeah. I said, okay, hold on. Like, legitimately, you want to start dating. Now, the way that I look at dating, like, we are not in a relationship. We are taking our time to see if we want to have a relationship, but we're dating exclusively. That's what you're saying? He said, yeah. I said, oh, okay. So if we take a picture together and I put it on Snapchat story or Instagram story or whatever, and somebody slides up, and you know the ones I'm talking about, what is your response? And he starts laughing, and I'm like, okay, hold on. And what if, and I just start giving like so many, because I want to be clear
Yeah.
on what is happening.
Yeah.
I love good, clear communication.
Clarity.
Yeah.
And maybe she was clear, but not so clear, because you know how all y'all said the dating, like y'all are seeing if you own each other.
Yeah.
No, I meant we were together.
We together.
That is because
Yeah.
mind you, I said this is my first one.
Yes.
So when I asked that, I meant like we are together.
And I
Especially
knew
with
what
you
you meant
saying,
when you said it, and I was like, how's she talking about we're going to go back to this other process?
ain't no way.
Yeah, he done
I
told you how he
know.
felt.
Yeah.
He said, I don't know what to do with these emotions. He spent the summer reflecting, thinking.
Found
He's
out what
watched
to
you
do.
dating other folks, and then he said, listen, this is what I want to do. And you like, you dating?
Because okay, I did take into the consideration that like you've never been in a relationship
for
before.
sure. Yeah,
for
So
sure.
are you sure that this is really what you want?
He
Yeah.
took a
Are
whole
you
summer thinking
like?
about it. Yes.
I'm like, are you sure
He ran up
that
his
you want to
phone
be
bill, talking
committed
to
to
you in
one
China.
person? I'm sitting here. I didn't know, and I didn't find out until I think it was 2 weeks in. Somebody he introduced me to somebody. That's what it was. On campus, because he was everybody's friend on campus, and he was like, "Oh, whoever this person was, this is my girlfriend Haley." I said, "Oh."
That's me.
When we do that?
Oh, that's what we. Okay.
I said,
Uh-huh.
oh.
So when did we do
I
that?
don't remember that. I said, you didn't ask me. He said, what are you talking about? I was like, no, that's not what you said.
So that's another 2 dates we have, because she'll say we got together
dates.
in October, and I'm like, girl, we got together in September. Like it was September.
Look,
So you was expecting, will you go with me? Yes or no type of question? Because you said
yes. Because I look, are we dating? Or are we in a relationship? Because dating can be dating exclusively or dating multiple people.
Absolutely. That's 100%.
What is happening? So that's where my questions were geared towards that evening. So when he didn't say, oh no, I want a relationship.
What did you say? What do you remember saying?
Dating.
Money?
Yeah, I do remember saying exclusively talking.
Oh, yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's what we use, exclusively talking.
Yeah.
Yes, and that's probably where the miscommunication came in at, because when I said exclusively talking, I meant we are together. I ain't talking to nobody
I want to talk
else.
about this because I was talking to my nephew's son about this yesterday. I want to hear both of y'all's chronology of what exclusivity, or let's say from marriage. Okay. So I want y'all to go from all the way. I ain't gonna start off with the first word, but whatever that word is, then this, then this, and then this, and this, and this, all the way to marriage. What are those stages?
Okay.
So dating would be first.
Hold on, I'm gonna see what she says first.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna see what she thinks.
Sorry.
Ideally, like if I know you, friendship, dating, and then marriage, or a relationship, then marriage. I don't like the whole talking thing, because what is that? Like, did y'all just change the word for dating?
So no engagement then, just talking and then marriage.
Oh, well, yeah.
Well, yeah.
Give me every stage.
Oh, okay. So friendship, dating, relationship, engagement, marriage.
All right, what do you say?
So I would have said dating, because I wouldn't even have thought about friendship if it's two people who don't even.
Yeah.
I would have said dating, relationship, engagement, marriage.
What would you say, Ashley?
Ooh. I would have said friendship. Then I would have. I think. Say
it. Don't worry about them. Say your own thing.
No, definitely friendship first. Then I would say there's this conversation that shifts the friendship to dating. So I don't want to skip that, because that's a pivotal moment.
What? So what do you call this?
I call that like an aha moment.
Okay.
I call that
all right.
an
So friendship,
conversation.
aha moment.
Yes, the friendship. Then you got to have the aha moment. Then you start, dating. Now you've set your intentions, hopefully in that aha moment, and both parties have agreed. So now we're dating. But I, for me, I like it to be a relationship. So at the point that we're dating, it's just going to be me. So I don't know if that's dating and relationship, because I'm processing this out loud. So let's go to you.
I believe friendship, dating non-exclusively, dating exclusively, engagement, marriage. And so that's because I believe that in the friendship, you're having the conversations, getting the chance to know whether that's somebody you want to be with. Yeah. Then you're dating non-exclusively. That person as a friend can be a part of that along with other people. Then you start saying, hey, listen, I want you. Now I'm exclusive with you. I don't believe, me personally, that's just how I roll. I don't believe you should get exclusive with anybody unless you feel like that's the person you want to marry. And so, because you just exclusive for what? I just took you off the market so your husband can't find you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
What are you chasing?
Tie you
I'm
up
just
for a little
wasting your
bit.
time.
Yeah, wasting your time.
Facts.
I said it was this funny meme that went viral during COVID. It said, men be like, get dressed so I can take you for granted.
Yeah.
That's real.
It's so, and that's one thing I definitely believe. If we're going to have the title of a relationship, it's got to have intentions.
Yes.
And the intention has to be, we're trying to see if we can make marriage a thing.
And then I also think, too, based on age.
Yeah.
Because I don't expect Ladarian at 17 years old to be talking about, I'm exclusive with her. That means I'm going to marry her. Yeah. No, you exclusive with her, so you ain't distracted. Y'all be together. Especially talking about college age and young people, whatever.
Yeah. What age would you say that is, that it shifts?
After, it depends on your maturity level. But when you start learning that you desire marriage and you want to be married, then that can happen. Because I had Kaylin and Kyra that was on the podcast. They were 19 years old when they got married. It's people that I've had that got married young in their 20s. They know Josh and Jalika. Josh, how old was Josh? 21?
Yeah,
21. He's 21.
Yeah.
And he like, this is what I want to do.
Yeah.
And so it just depends on when you know who you are and know what God's word is over your life, then I need my purpose partner. Because I always know that a lot of men, when they prolong marriage, it's like matter of fact, I'm not even gonna say that yet. We're gonna talk about it because I want to know what happened to this player that made him decide to say, I want to be exclusive with this woman, and then the maturation phase of marriage. So I don't want to give that out just yet.
And
I
I
want
will
to cover this.
I was gonna say to what you were saying that I knew I wanted to be with her, but like I said, I hadn't
know
seen
nothing about
any
no marriage.
No, so I didn't even think about marriage
At all.
That was not nothing I thought about. It was just I knew I wanted to be with you. And as time progressed and we started growing closer together, I knew I wanted to be with you forever. So, and I know how much she talked about marriage. So I'm like, well, if this is something that I'm gonna do, then I know that I need to be married. So that is kind of how early on the marriage phase came up for our relationship, because I wasn't hip to this at all.
Nuh-uh.
This wasn't something that I
You
just
wasn't
saw.
even hip to commitment.
No,
That's
I wasn't.
the thing about
No,
it.
yeah.
That's why I say it's a beautiful maturation that you went through, because you like, no, nobody can even say that I'm their man.
Right.
And then God woke something up in you where you said, I want to be with you.
Right.
I want you to be my girlfriend. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that's a hard pill to swallow.
Yeah.
And then the fact that you said it before she said it, you introduced her as such. That's a whole different level of declaration from a man speaking a word to say, this is my girlfriend.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And she looking like, hold on, when did that happen? You like, well, it happened in September. And she like, I don't know. But the fact that you knew what you wanted her to be and spoke about it. Yeah. So what happened from that moment? Y'all had a clarifying conversation after that encounter with the person on the yard. And then what happened? You was like, okay, we cool?
Yeah.
We go together real bad?
I was like, okay, this my man. I will say, like, I didn't tell nobody for a minute, though.
Why?
Because I think another part of me was like, I just need to make sure you for real, like you serious, because.
So put context around it, because people may see this nice, saved, sanctified man right here, but he was a basketball player. So let's talk about, let's put context around it.
Let's talk about it. Because, okay, another thing I knew, so being that I knew Money beforehand, I knew that he was a very genuine person. And I really appreciated how he carried himself. And he is somebody, he cannot be pressured into anything. If he does not want to do it, if he has not made his mind up about it, he will not do it no matter who wants him to do the thing. So there was a certain level of comfort in knowing that. But then I'm also thinking back to the fact that, like, for starters, you've been out here in these streets.
Yep.
I ain't out here in these streets. And on top of that, you've never been committed. Yep. So are you sure this is what you want? Are you sure that you are good with cutting everything else out?
Yep.
And it's just you and me? So I think a big portion of it had to do with the fact that, like, I was in it, but I was also waiting for the shoe to drop.
Yep.
And that was my thing. I'm like, okay, we gonna see it, because what you not don't make me look crazy out here in these streets now. Because, like I said, that summer there was already a rumor, and I'm like, no, I'm not with this man. And now I'm with this man. So I'm like, goodness.
And early on, I posted her.
He posted me
did?
immediately.
I did.
I said,
Maybe in October. It might have been in October, actually.
it was.
So why'd you do that?
Right away.
I honestly don't even know. Like, thinking back, I'm like, I knew that this was my girlfriend. Like I said that early on. Mm-hmm. And a lot of things that I had seen is like, people are proud of, and we talked about this recently.
Oh, yeah.
Proud of our accomplishments, things that we've done, just in everything. And whenever we are proud of them, we post them.
There it is. Teach.
So whenever I was like, I'm proud of who my girlfriend is. So whenever after our first date, I posted it. I'm like,
my girl.
right? And it was our first date was.
But everybody he had on his socials was from North Carolina. So I was like, oh, none of my people gonna see that.
She the player. That's the one.
Right. So like,
Wait a minute.
I can't play.
I was proud. I just wanted to be sure that you was gonna last.
You didn't want to look crazy.
I was
I
getting
wasn't
played.
crazy.
You was getting played.
I was like,
Am I still getting played?
Look, I done changed my name and my socials, so here we go.
But I can understand that, because I was the same way. I think when things are on social media, that is very public and permanent. And so I kind of agree. Like, you want to make sure that what you're posting on social media is going to last, because it's definitely going to live forever.
Yeah.
But Money said, hey, he in it.
And he was, and I love that.
Did you have to clean up any past residue?
Nah.
So when you decide to be with her, you made sure all hearts and minds were clear.
Yep.
And you had to deal with none of that foolishness.
Nope.
I was actually surprised because I was.
You was ready.
Get off me,
Look,
man. Don't you surprised.
I was because another thing that I was just thinking about was when it came to like communication, conflict resolution, all of these other things that they say, and people tell you all the time, like, oh, you don't know until you get in a relationship. Your first relationship is probably not going to be like the one. You got to learn these things, have experience, and you ain't got none of that.
Yeah.
So in my head, I'm sitting here thinking like, oh my gosh, we ain't had an argument yet. We ain't had like real conflict yet. In a friendship we have, but in a relationship, I don't know how you are. Yeah. So I was a little bit worried that with that lack of experience, since you already had a lack of commit with everybody, you could just walk away.
Real easy.
Is that going to be something that you do?
Yep.
So I was pleasantly surprised in a lot of situations where he was just kind of willing to grow and improve. And I'm like, I ain't getting no kind of pushback. Like, now what he was saying earlier about being avoidant, that was something that we had to discuss. I think that was probably one of like the longest things for it, like to learn in our relationship is like, look, I can give you some time, but I ain't giving you 2 weeks ever again. Yeah. Because I need solutions. We need
2 weeks.
Yes.
That's as long as it was 2 weeks.
Oh my gosh.
That and how to talk about how to talk to each other.
Yes.
Was something we tackled early on.
I didn't realize like I could be so I'm somebody like I've never cussed, I never do anything, like I don't like I could debate you. I could debate you down, okay? But I was like I'm not going to do that to money, and I thought because I wasn't like this aggressive person with him that I was good. And then one day he looked at me, we were having a conversation, and he left actually. We had a conversation. He kind of got quiet. And then later on that day, we talked again, and he was like, I didn't appreciate that when we were talking about this earlier, we didn't agree, and you talked to me like I was a child. And I started to notice, because this wasn't the first time, but I had never noticed it before. So I started to notice it more after that. And he was like, you do it a lot, and I don't like it. And in my head, I'm like, well, I'm not yelling. I'm not cussing. I'm like, I didn't realize like I take that tone of like I'm talking to a kindergartner when I'm mad. And I'm like, oh, okay, I need to work on that. So like he was saying, we had to learn how the person best receives or not conflict, but like criticism, or if you disagree. So I'm like, okay, I gotta work on my tone. All right.
And I had to learn that she is not one of my homeboys.
Yeah.
So a lot of times when, guys are watching the game or something, it's like the loudest person talks. So a lot of times when I would think something and she's in the middle of saying something to me, I'm just going to spit out what I have to say. And now she isn't even finishing a thought, and it makes it seem like I'm not even listening or care to listen to what she has to say. So we had to tackle that early on, because I would be like, well, no, I didn't mean that. I meant this. And she hadn't even finished. I'm like, God,
that's good.
That's really good. And that's interesting that you pointed out like how you would talk to a man, because a man never says, let me finish talking. Like a man is never saying, you're interrupting me. Right. A man will never say that to another man in the history. You're not letting me finish my thoughts. Like, we just we over talk each other, and it's cool. We understand, which is one of the things I had to learn. I come from a family. It's 7 of us. Mm-hmm. So mom and dad, 5, it was 5 kids. And we would just all talk over each other. And we could everybody get their point across. We could all talk, it'd be loud. Yeah. But then being married, I recognized that if I try that with her, she'd be like, you're not letting me finish. Right. And I'm like, just talk. Like, we'll talk while I'm talking. Right. You know what I'm saying? And it's you have to learn the skill set of communication, like y'all said, to allow the other person to receive it the way that's best suited for them. Mm-hmm. Instead of saying, dang, well, I was raised like that. We all just talk together. You know what I'm saying? That's just how it is or whatnot. But it's good that y'all tackled that early on. Was that in y'all dating relationship or marriage?
That would have been dating.
I think we really honed in on it after we got engaged. Yeah. Because my premarital counseling wasn't coming. Like, I was excited to do premarital counseling. Yeah. And it wasn't coming until I think it was like 10 weeks out from our wedding date, but we were planning for over a year. So I was like, what are we gonna do? We need, like, let's do some stuff. So like I started like doing so much research about conflicts in marriage, the reasons, like top reasons for divorce, things like that. And I made a journal, and we went to like Target. He got his journal, I got mine. And one of the things that kept coming up was communication while we were researching. So it came like a bunch of subsections. And one of them was the question was like, how do you best receive criticism? And so we had to kind of sit there and sit with that. And when that came up, the conversation that we had previously about him not liking like how I was talking had already happened before. But when we started doing that, it was like, okay, I have to sit here and say, oh, I like it best when, like, if I've done something, talk to me in this way. And I had to be able to put words to it, because I can't just be mad at you if I can't even articulate what I want you to do. And I'm like, okay, I got to put words to it. And him doing the same. So when we came back together and had this conversation about it, I was like, okay, we could do this. But I do think that the reason why we probably communicated about it in a non like blowing up type of way earlier on had a lot to do with the fact that we were used to being in households where everybody is like blowing up at each other. Yeah. So it's like, that's the one thing that we did not want to have in our relationship, but we didn't fine tune that and really figure it out. And it's something that has continued to like change and grow though. Yeah. Like it started with that journal, but we've had this conversation like well after marriage and then updating things as things like have changed.
That's good.
That's good. So you were that intentional about, so his mindset was never saw marriage, never heard the OGs talk about the value of marriage. What was your upbringing? What were you taught or not taught?
I was not taught to be a wife. I was not taught to really like value men, I guess, or how a man could be in my life. I was very much like, I can do bad all by myself. I need to figure it out. Ain't nobody got my back but me kind of thing. Yeah. My mom was a single mom of 4. So I watched her do everything. And then when being in relationships, I'm still watching her carry it all. Yeah. So it was one of those things, like not only having to see her carry it, but I think it was a big thing where I internalized, like I'm hearing what she says about men and with her, how her relationships are going, and I'm like, okay, that's shaping it. But also I'm internalizing, like, I can't depend, y'all really bumped out here. I can't do this. so I'm like, I gotta have me, and y'all bums out here. I don't know. I didn't ever expect that I would have the marriage that I have today, and I think because of what I saw, it was like, ain't no value in that. Like, and then also coming from a family of most of the women in my family, they're not married. And they'll like, these are open conversations that we have had. Or they're like, this is my old lady. And where it's like, okay, you get that title, but you'll never get the title wife. But I'm seeing them. Yes. I'm seeing everybody I'm seeing a lot of women not being valued, not being taken care of. So it's like, I need to be able to do this. I need to have my own job. If that's two jobs, I got to have 2 jobs. I need to pay for my own car, my own house. And I also need to be able to hold it down, which it translated very aggressively. And I didn't realize that at first. I had a lot of like one of my closest friends, or my bonus mom, Doc, they would say all the time in my first relationship, they're like, you're so mean to him. And I'm like, no, I'm not. But I also wasn't emotionally available. And I always had in my head, like, I can't really rely on you. Yep. And I don't want you to think that I need you. So I'm not going to give that to you. And that was hard. I don't think that my mindset shifted in desiring to be married until like we got together, and maybe like a year and a half of being together. Because I will say this, I am not like a serial dater type of person as far as relationships. Like, I'm not jumping in a relationship here, there, and the third. I want something serious. I'm not playing these games with you. Yeah. But I also was not like, okay, we are going to get married within this time frame, by this age, we have these kids. And so when we started dating, and about a year and a half in, I was like, you know what?
Say I changed your mind.
Because after I got out of the phase of waiting for the other shoe to drop, I'm like, you know what? I can see you.
So a lot of women, I think, deal with this because there's a trust issue. Yep. Yeah. And so walk women who may be even going through this now, and just like they have their guard up. They're like, you know what? I can take care of myself. And they haven't fully submitted or surrendered to the process of being with their purpose partner. What would you say to them?
That's good.
Ooh, that is good.
Yeah.
I would start out with, at some point I had to learn to trust myself and who I chose to be with.
That's good.
I think that is a big thing, because when you grow up seeing people make decisions that you're like, why would you do this, or why would you be with that person? I think a part of it comes to be like, am I making that same decision and I'm just not seeing it? Because I can see that this is a bad decision, but I'm wondering, why can't you see it?
Yeah.
So a part of me is like, can I even trust the decision that I'm making with the person that I'm being with? And once I kind of got past that hurdle, I started to realize, I'm like, what do I want in a partner? And with the things that I want you to be able to trust me. I want you to be able to be vulnerable with me, to be able to open up to me. And I want to be that friend for you. So how can I desire those things for myself, but I'm not willing to give that to you? I'm afraid of vulnerability while I'm asking you to be vulnerable to me. That part, I think that was probably the hardest thing for me to really get over. Because when it comes to, I was scared of vulnerability. Like, all I'd ever seen is people take advantage of it. And so I had this mindset. At one point I said, you know what? Even if I'm vulnerable with you and you know that I love you, it is my choice to allow you to take advantage of that. So
that's the key.
My vulnerability is not going to be my weakness. It is going to be my strength. Yes. But I had to tell myself that. And it wasn't like a overnight thing. It wasn't like now I know this, okay, I'm going to do it. Like, it was a continuous step, every step of the way of like, okay, I can trust him with this. Oh, I can trust him with that. And slowly but surely, like, I'm breaking my walls down, especially when it came to like having your guard up and not really having a consistent and strong father figure showing you what it means to really be taken care of in a way that, or how you should be taken care of, how you should be loved. So like, I'm trying to figure it out. Like, I'm putting the pieces together and I don't have the whole picture, but it's like, okay, take it step by step. So I think one of the biggest things I would say is, one, learn to trust yourself, but not in a way where you're fooling yourself either. Because I do think it's very easy to lie to yourself. It's very easy to say, well, I've never had something this good growing up, so this has to be, like, it's better than that, so this has to be good. When the reality of it is, no. Like, just because it's better than what you saw does not mean it's the thing that you need to keep around. Right. Because that thing can break you. So at the end of the day, I really started taking, like, notes about, I go back to what Uncle John said. He was giving, well, not even just what he was, like a conversation that he was having with me, but I started watching marriages that I could tell were good marriages. And the way that he was with his wife, the way that he was with his daughters, the way, like, I just was really, okay, I can see. And it wasn't in a belittling kind of way, but I also noticed that she was not tearing him down either. Like, they could have open disagreements in front of people, and it just looked like a simple conversation. It's like, oh, you know what? You're right. Like, now it took me a minute to figure that out when I got in a relationship, but those are things, like those were nuggets that I was taking in, and I'm like, you need to surround yourself with other married people that are healthy. Like, you need to see something that is good, because so many people take what they see and like, that's bad, and like, apply it across the board when that's not the case.
I want to give the definition, because you touched on walking in vulnerability, and you said being able to be vulnerable, and if you are hurt in the process, then basically that your responsibility is vulnerability. Vulnerable means being exposed to the possibility of being physically, emotionally, or mentally harmed, attacked, or influenced. It's derived from the Latin word vulnerare, meaning to wound. It describes someone or something that lacks protection, is defenseless, or is highly susceptible to damage. And isn't that amazing that we have to allow ourselves to be vulnerable? And the fear that you had was, ooh, if you hurt me, ooh, if the shoe drops, ooh, if you leave me, ooh, if I put my heart in your hands and you do me wrong. And that's the key that we have to operate in order for love to flourish. Jesus Christ, the Bible says that they didn't take his life, he gave his life. He became vulnerable. He just said, here. You can't kill a savior unless he allows you to kill him. Right. He says, I'm gonna be vulnerable to y'all. And that's what birthed our salvation. Right. And so kudos, first of all, brilliant question, Ashley, to even ask her that question, because a lot of men may meet a woman that has been raised a certain way and be like, she too much work.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And they just give up. They're like, I'm not gonna deal with that.
Right.
So my question to you, Money, is, were you aware of that when you were seeing that, when you were seeing those characteristics and those traits that she had? How did you internalize it?
The traits
when she was coming at you, where she felt like she got this wall up, she wouldn't let you penetrate. She's not speaking about marriage early on. She's just like, hey, I'm chilling. You probably ain't thinking about marriage either, like you said. So you like, this is good,
right?
You know what I'm saying?
So I would say I was just going with the flow, but still being the best person I knew to be. Because like I said, I didn't know anything about marriage or how a husband was supposed to act to a wife, but I knew how I was supposed to act as a person. So I knew that I was going to treat her as the best way I knew how. And I feel like I did that already in our friendship as a friend.
Yeah.
And I feel like it just intensified whenever we got together. It was like, oh, okay, so I know I heard you talk about wanting this beforehand when you were going out on dates. Well, I am your partner now. So I'm going to do these things that I heard you talk about last summer and last semester when we were in school. So I just picked up on the things that I heard her talk about that she would want in a partner. And I did all of those things that she was asking for.
I didn't scare you at all.
Yeah, I was about to say, did it scare you when she started acting a certain way?
No.
Why not?
I don't, because I think if it would have scared me, I never would have asked her in the first place to be with me. Because I was already at a place where it's like, this is something I want, and this is something I want to obtain, so I'm going to do this. And whatever it takes to have her with me for the rest of my life, I'm willing to do that.
Really?
Yes. For sure.
That boy getting me teary-eyed. Yeah. It got me emotional.
I was in here like, oh.
Yeah, even with helping her with, she was trying to go to law school at first, and I'm like, well, you might as well go next year. So she got a apartment in Winston.
Where y'all were dating?
While we were dating, we got our bachelors. We got our bachelors the same year, but it was COVID. So she stayed in Georgia. I was in North Carolina, and I'm like, well, you want to get your master's? You want to go to Wake Forest? You might as well go ahead up there and go ahead and move in.
Come in North Carolina.
Which it was only 2 hours away from me, and she was 4.5 hours away from me
in
being
Georgia.
in Georgia. Yes. So then we spent a lot more time together. She would come down or I would go up. And I think we kind of built a stronger connection then up until the point we got engaged, which is a day that she feels like she almost ruined anyway. But
I'm going to be honest. I don't know how, your patience.
What happened?
What
happened on the engagement?
Yeah, what happened?
to make a long story short,
He said, your patience.
I knew what I was going to do. I didn't know how to do it, as I've said before. I didn't know any drawn out, get a venue, whatever, all the stuff. No, I did New Year's. My cousin has a New Year's party every year. At this point in time, Haley really wasn't wanting to do anything for New Year's. But I was like, you're really going to have fun. You're going to have fun. You're going to love it. You're going to enjoy it. And she woke up the next day and was like, oh, we can't go because my clothes are in Winston. And I'm like, oh, okay. Put some clothes on. Let's go. Winston's 2 hours away. So she's thinking, we drive to Winston 2 hours. We drive back. Nobody's going to want to go. We come back. So it's 4 hours. We spent on the road 4 hours.
Just to get an outfit?
Just to get an outfit. And she's like, I'm tired. I want to take a nap. I let her take a nap. She gets up and she sees that I'm getting ready. What are you doing? The party starts in 2 hours. We went and got them clothes. It's time to put them on. This whole time, she is dreading it. I don't want to go. I want to stay here. Why can't we just spend it here together? And whenever she saw me down on one knee at 12 o'clock, she just started bawling. Because all she could think about was how, what she says is, I didn't really take offense to it because I knew what I was going to do that night. But she just felt bad because of how she was that day. And I was just like, I know you're going to have fun.
Honestly,
every time she said something, I was like, you're going to enjoy it.
I feel like this is how I know this man really loved me, because I was mean. That was a great version. I was mean.
A great version.
She's like, I know, I was not nice that day.
I did not want to go. I said no.
Yeah.
It was to the point to where he was like, "We're gonna have a good time." I said, "I bet you I won't."
Yeah, she did. She definitely said that.
Because I'm at home, but let me stay at the house. I don't want you go. You have fun. I'm gonna stay here. I don't want to be around. He said, "I bet you $100."
He said, "I'm not going to enjoy myself."
I don't want to.
So would you have been mad if he would have went to the party without you?
Mm-mm.
No,
really?
Yeah, no.
No.
So you the type, if you say I don't want to go, you don't
it.
try to handcuff him and stand.
Do you? Because he's the extrovert in the relationship. I am I'm okay with being at the house, but I also don't feel like I trust you, and I wouldn't be in a relationship with you if I don't trust you. So go have fun, but you're also not in questionable environments. You don't put yourself in positions to make me question you. And he's very transparent before things happen. He's like, we having conversations, so go have fun. I'm gonna be here. I'm gonna be asleep probably, or watching something that you don't want to watch with me. I'm gonna have a good time.
You said something powerful. You said he doesn't put himself in questionable environments.
That's good.
Yes.
And I was gonna say that I don't even after we got together, I stopped going out. I didn't go out to clubs or bars anymore with my friends. I just kind of stayed back behind because I felt like people are going out to try to get the different girls or mingle and do stuff. And why am I paying money to go watch a friend try to mingle with a girl? Like that just does not make sense. And I don't drink, never have drunk. So you can't even say a thing of like social drinking because I don't do it. And I can see if it was a thing where I did drink, but I don't. So it's like, what am I spending money?
Like, why am I here?
I'm gonna stay at home with the person I'm with. I don't have to watch y'all do this. Tell me about it afterwards.
Tell me about it.
Yep.
So did y'all feel like y'all were missing anything now being in a relationship?
No.
I feel like I'm glad we got in a relationship when we did because hearing stories about our friends when they're out and this girl that, and then they find out the girl wasn't who they thought she was, but you met her at this club at 2 a.m. Obviously, she's not going to be who you met at 2 a.m. So it's like...
He said, obviously, she's not going to be who you...
I do think a lot of people try to paint this picture that, like, if you get in a committed relationship young and you get married young, like, you're going to get to this place where you feel like you just missed out on all these options and all this, that, and the third. And I'm like... Y'all like that struggle? Like,
yeah.
Like, there's a lot of uncertainty when it comes. I gotta guess how this person feels because people don't know how to say it. Like, it's just a lot of back and forth. Like, are we gonna be committed? Are we not?
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna be real. I like stability.
Yeah.
And people be like, oh, that's boring. They get to a place where they realize it's just boring. Give me boring. Give me we rubbing our feet together watching our anime episode. Like, I don't want.
And I'll say social media has messed up a lot more than we're willing to accept.
Yeah.
Because I have a lot of friends who grew up in 2-parent households, parents together for 40, 50 years, and they use examples of celebrities who have been in relationships and it didn't work out. And I'm like, why not look at your home?
That part.
Your mom
don't
and daddy
make no
still
sense.
together.
That part.
Why are we looking at this man? First off, he got tens of 20s and 50s of millions of dollars. You don't.
And you comparing your life to
Why are you comparing yourself to
your
this
options
man?
to his options?
Like we gotta stop doing that. Social media has messed up a lot of people's perception of reality, and I just hate it because I did not grow up with a 2-parent household, and I feel like I'm searching this, and I'm trying to make sure that my kid grows up in a 2-parent household and it stays that way. And she sees, and if we have a son or another daughter, they see what it's like to have a healthy 2-parent household. And I have friends who have that, and they are chasing something totally different. And I don't.
And
But they will
say
they're looking for their wife, and I'm like, no, you're not.
He's at the club.
And that's so good about social media because it does present like this illusion. Of options.
Yes.
And so people feel like, why would I work hard here? Because I can just respond back to this person who is in my DMs.
Right.
But the truth is that whenever you plant a seed, then you have to give it time. There will be a harvest. So wherever your time is spent, you're going to reap a harvest there. And, you know, it's not always easy. Like he's trying to plant the tree in our front yard right now, and it keeps falling down.
But I like that, though, because I haven't said that to them. You got to reap the harvest. Yeah, I like that.
You got to reap the harvest.
Yes.
It takes time. Like this tree is going to grow, but right now it's just a little shaky. So
it's a tree. It's a tree that my gardener planted in the yard, and he didn't anchor it down well, and so it's been there for about 2 years. And the tree that was planted at the same time is flourishing, is growing. This other tree is probably half the size of it's a cypress. It's an Italian cypress, and it was leaning over. So yesterday I went.
Leaning Tower of Pisa.
Exactly. That bud was leaning all the way over. So I went and got some stakes. I put in the ground, and then it rained. And when it rained, because I put it where I have the flowers at, where it rained, the soil broke loose, and the tree was leaning again, broke loose. So then right before we came today, last night I stuck it in the harder part of the ground. And then it rained again, and the wind blew it real hard, and it broke the little cable. I said, "Good Lord!" So I went back, tied it back down to leave. And she's using a great example because what she is saying is that oftentimes if you're spending all your time planting your seeds at the club, planting your seeds at the bars, planting your seeds online, on dating apps, just running through different women, running through different men, then that's where you're going to reap your harvest. But if you get in the mindset of saying, no, I want to build a foundation in something solid, then you get those same toxic people criticizing what y'all have, saying y'all got married too young. And you like, how? Well, I mean, because you don't really know yourself yet, and he don't really know himself. What if y'all wake up one day and say, I want to be with each other no more? But what if that day never comes? Right. Is that an option? Is the option of that day never comes? One of the most powerful things, and I couldn't write this if I wanted to. My nephew came to me came to Ashley when we spent Christmas together, the first time meeting her. What did they say to you? What did Deontay say to you on Christmas?
That you looked calm.
He said, I've never seen my uncle this calm and settled. And I said, why do you say that? He said, because normally, like when we're spending Christmas or Thanksgiving at your house, you run around, you doing all this. He said, now you just chilling. People would never know what that meant because they're not a part of my personal life. But in my vows, I said, I feel settled without settling. I said that in my vows, and many people may have seen it online and be like, oh, okay, that sounds cool. Or what he trying to say? That he settled? What he trying? You know, they'll toxify a comment. But my family validated the fact that my spirit is settled. I feel so I wake up sometimes and I be like, this is my life. I tell her, I said, I feel chill. Like obstacles can come our way and I'd be like, ain't no big deal. We got it. I don't care what happens in life. I feel in my soul, I got my partner, my teammate, and I'd be like, we good. We good. And that's what I want more men to get a chance to experience. That you're no longer wondering and wondering. You're wondering who your spouse is or wondering who this person is, or even if you're not even marriage minded, you just wondering who's the next woman you're gonna lay with, basically. And you find yourself wandering through the wilderness. God has a promised land for you if you settle your spirit enough and say, God, who is it that you have in store for me? I value marriage. I'm not going to toxify marriage by thinking, well, what if I married a... I ask people this question all the time. Would you like to get married one day? I mean, if it's the right person. That's the obvious.
That drives me crazy.
Yes or no?
Yeah. I mean, if it's the right... I ain't trying to get married to the wrong person. I just said, would you like to get married one day?
Right.
And they'll come with the negative fear, not if it's the wrong person. I didn't ask you that. I did not even ask you that.
That's so much trauma. Because what it's speaking is your trauma is whatever that last situation that didn't work out. You're speaking to that instead of getting ready for your future.
I did this was, I think 2021. I posted on my story one of those little questions. And I said, what is your standpoint on submission? Would you ever submit to your husband?
That's a cuss word.
The number of people verbatim said, and I don't know if this was like popular on social media at the time, but why would I do that? He would lead me to hell. I said, and like the number, I'm so serious. I was shocked because I'm looking at, I started talking to one person because other people were like, that's basically slavery. But there was this one person that said that, and she was actively in a relationship. So I said, okay, my question is, why would you choose to be with somebody that you feel like
is going to lead you to...
Right.
If you submitted.
If you submitted. Because that is a cuss word. It is something that, like, you don't do. But people immediately went to the, like, negative side of that. And I'm like, okay, I think there is a misunderstanding, which I was on the other side at once upon a time of what submission looks like. But I was also... That was during the shift of me starting to value, like, I would think I want to be a wife. So I'm having these conversations more, and I realize, like, there's very much a distorted view of what marriage is, what submission is, what leading is. And I'm like, it's kind of sad.
But, you know, the crazy part is that submission literally is to come under the mission or the vision. So it's interesting that, like, I feel like pop culture has made it mean something that it doesn't. It just means, like, what is the mission? When you guys get together, what is the mission? And everybody, it's funny to me because you can go to school for 20 years and all these objectives or course or syllabus, you can like follow everything that your professor is asking. But the moment it's like, okay, for our household, these are our missions.
Can't do it.
Now you don't want to submit to that, which is really just saying, hey, I'm on the team and I want to do my part. But you are the person who ultimately, and this is what I don't get, and I'm going to be off my high horse, but like, this is great for women. Because
Girl,
now
I love it.
you take the pressure God gives to you. He puts that right here on your shoulders.
Yeah, we
So
feel it
now-
every day, don't we? Don't we?
But just to my ladies, it's like now we get to be like, okay, cool.
Right.
Hey, you got it.
You know, and I do. Okay, I want to say one more thing. We just went to my family reunion.
Oh, yeah, it was fun.
My cousin said to me, my older cousin, my mom's first cousin, she said, I love this version of you.
Yeah.
Because she was at our wedding, but my family hasn't gotten to see me interact with him outside of that.
Yeah.
And they said, you just feel so light. You feel so soft. And so that's what I just, for me, it made my heart smile because I said to myself, I said, this is what resting in femininity looks like. And the sooner because I grew up with a single mom, so I know, running a business, I know how to fight INDEPENDENT. Do you know what that means?
Yeah.
All of that. Like I got that.
She got
But
all
like
them
to be able to be like, this man has me.
Yes.
Is a beautiful thing. So I just want to come against all the naysayers with the submission because it's actually a beautiful thing.
It is. It is. Let's jump into this. It was a moment in y'all's marriage. If I were to ask y'all, what was the hardest thing y'all had to deal with in your marriage? What would that be?
Oh,
So,
in
in our marriage.
Well, okay. I would probably say for me, it was when we lost the baby.
Yeah, same.
It during that time frame, I was like he was doing everything for me. I was so in such a dark place, and I remember grief is a weird thing when you're not angry at God. And I think a lot of people expect you to be angry at God when things happen. And I think it would have been easier to deal with it if I was angry. But it's like, I can understand. Well, okay. Before we lost the baby, it's like a Friday. I'm driving, and we had a doctor's appointment that day. And on my way to go to one of his basketball games, I'm just talking to God. We just been having conversations. And the Holy Spirit lays on my heart to pray. So I start praying. And as I'm praying, the Holy Spirit lays on my heart to pray, God, you are still good even if I never meet my baby.
Oh, my God.
And I start crying. I'm crying. But I just keep saying it. I'm like, God, you are still good even if I never meet my baby. And I'm like, why am I saying this? So get to the school, go to the basketball game. I never tell Money about this. We had a marriage retreat that weekend, did that. Monday rolls around, and I'm in so much pain. Later on that night, there was blood. It was a lot. So call a friend. She says, wait till in the morning. See what happens. Next morning, same situation. We go to the hospital. I get told that we need to be rolled back for emergency surgery, and that it was an ectopic pregnancy. So in that moment, I forgot about the prayer, but we're just praying. Money's just holding me. And I remember when I woke up that night, we get home, we get past all that, and it's really hitting me. We don't have the baby anymore. And God reminds me of what I prayed just 4 days before. And it really hits me that God will keep you. And he was preparing my heart for it. So though I'm not mad at God, I still have this grief. I still have this loss. I still miss this person I never met. And I'm like, oh my God. So I'm trying to figure out what to do with it. And in that process, I didn't want to do anything. I didn't want to go anywhere. And I remember I'm praying every single day. I remember waking up to Money praying over me. And I'm like, okay, God, I'm grateful for who you are, and you are still good, and I still trust you. And even if I never know why, you are still a good God. But this hurts so bad, and I need somewhere to put this because I can't. Oh my goodness. And I just felt like I'm in bed, and he's going to go to work, and then he's coming back, and he's finding me in the same place. He's getting me out the bed, and he's taking me to the bathroom to brush my teeth. He's putting me in the shower to take a shower. He's doing all of these things. And I'm like, you know what, God, I'm so grateful that even I don't know what to do with this. And I know he doesn't know what to do with this either. But he's still carrying me. And like, you gave me this person and I'm so grateful for that. But there was also like, after I finally came out of that, there was a lot of guilt that hit me because I'm like, did you have time to grieve? Like the whole time for a good minute, I'm like, you just were doing everything I need, but I wasn't even checking on you. I wasn't really focused on you. And I think what was hard for me is not just the grief, but also realizing like, I feel like I left him alone. And I'm asking him now, like after the fact, and he was hurting, but he's like, I understood that this happened to you. Like this happened with us, but this happened to you. And that was just a hard thing. I don't think I stopped feeling guilty about that for a good little minute, I'm gonna be honest. But that, even though it was the hardest thing that we had ever experienced, I think it was also something that like, it just made me realize like, this is my person. This is my person. Because after that, we were getting people that was like, my husband just was like treated like it was an everyday thing because so many women have gone through it, so it's not that deep. Yeah. Like at least it wasn't like after she got here, after he got here, and I'm like, oh my God, and it made me that much more grateful. And I'm not saying that like it's a good thing we went through something like that, but I am saying that though it was the hardest thing, it is also something that further solidified like, this is my purpose partner. This is my person. And that was so disrespectful. That was so disrespectfully difficult. I'm not gonna lie.
How did you know what she need? How did you know how to support her during that time?
And before you answer that, I just want to give that scripture because you said it's not a good thing that happened, but it was something that happened. And the scripture says, "For I know all things work together for the good of them that love God and to the called according to his purpose." And so that's so powerful because it doesn't say that everything is going to be good that happens, but it's going to work out for your good. Amen. So I just wanted to put that scripture in there. And go ahead. And
I will say, I think around that time, I had dealt with so much grief or loss at that point in time that I don't want to say I was just all the way numb to it because I did feel away because this was our first kid. And we did lose this, like she said, we lost this child, but this happened to her. Like they had to go in and cut her tube open. And like the whole process was just crazy, just cutting her tube open. And then us realizing that they didn't just cut a part of her tube, but they cut her whole right tube. Like, and nobody told us that until last year.
I didn't find out until a year afterwards that my entire right tube had been completely removed. Yeah. And that's why it was so difficult for us to get pregnant because we were told at the time, both before the surgery, that it would only be a portion, and then my 6-week post-op that it was just a portion that was removed. So getting pregnant shouldn't be an issue. And it was a whole thing. And I found out a year later because I was in excruciating pain. Yeah. I went to my OB and she was like, she was like, are you guys trying, are you on birth control? I said, no, we're trying to get pregnant. And she just says, it must be frustrating trying to get pregnant with only one operating ovary.
Wow.
And like, why she up in there? And I was like, hold on, what did you just say?
Yeah. Wow.
And like the nurse left the room and she looked up and she was like, you only have like one that you're really able to use. Yeah. And I said, what are you talking about? Oh, wow. And she leaves the room, she comes back, she informs me that the person who did my procedure had been fired that year. For like discrepancies with patients, issues with his surgeries, the way that he logged stuff, etc. But I told her like verbatim, this is what I was told. And then I said, I leave room for misunderstanding because I was going through grief. And then at one point, like y'all had me on a bunch of different drugs. But then I didn't tell Money what happened. I didn't tell my mom what happened, but I called them and I asked them because they were both there. I said, what happened when I had my ectopic pregnancy, went through surgery? Can you tell me what the doctor said? Can you tell me what they said 6 weeks later in post-op? And it was the same thing verbatim. Yeah. So my OB she basically told me, she said, since you don't have your right tube, you're dependent upon your left. So when eggs drop from your right side, they don't have anywhere to travel to. Yeah. But the way that God works is so crazy.
Before you say that.
Okay.
I was going to say,
my bad.
Sorry, before she said that, I was going to say, in dealing with a lot of loss, I know how it felt to be even surrounded by a lot of people, but still feel alone. Like you have no help, nobody's there for you, or nobody's actually there to help you with anything. So even though we sleeping in the same bed every night or we're at the same house or whatever, I still wanted her to feel like she had somebody there helping her out. So that she didn't have to tackle everything. I'm gonna clean the house. I'm taking care of dinner. I'm making sure I'm going out and getting stuff for us. Like she said, she would be in bed all day. No, let me get you up. We need to move around. I don't want you to sulk in this. Yeah. And I want you to know that I'm here for you every step of the way. And that was kind of where my mindset was at during that process.
That's good. Yeah. That's real good. And to be able to draw on the experiences that you had to show up. Because I know sometimes we hear men not knowing exactly how to show up for women like that. So I salute you for that.
And she was that for me.
They'll just leave. They'll just leave the woman and be like, I don't know how to deal with you right now, so I'm going to go figure out my own life.
Because she was that for me when my mom passed. Like, I didn't know how to deal with the feelings.
And that was prior to, that happened before?
That happened before. And I didn't know what I was dealing with or what was going on. And she was that person for me that helped me get through that. Good. And then literally right after that, her grandma passed away. Yeah. Like it was the end of 21 and then the beginning of 22. These happened back to back. And then, so I just knew, and us dealing with that and being that person for each other, no matter what came up in life, I know that I want to be that person for you to make sure that you don't ever feel like you're alone.
So your mom passed in 21 and then her grandma in 22 and y'all lost y'all child in 23? Or what year was that? 24.
Yeah.
This is what marriage is about. That's like people look for the wrong thing. They are focused on the bank account, but like when you go through life together like this, like that's what really solidifies
and it solidifies the fact why y'all had to get married when y'all did. Yeah. Because y'all needed each other to go through it. You would have lost you'd have lost your mom when you did, and you know, at the end of the day, you've just been going through it by yourself. You know what I'm saying? But now you got your partner to help you go through it. Right. You know, she was gonna lose her grandma. She needed you. It's like that's what solidifies. For I know all things work together for the good of them that love God and to the called according to His purpose. When that scripture just washes over y'all, and you are able to see those iterations throughout your marriages or throughout your marriage, and be able to see that, wow, this right here happened. And God saw us through. This right here happened, and God saw us through. Yeah. And now we're experiencing a loss together. And it's so unfortunate oftentimes where a child is lost and the mother gets all the attention, all the everything, and the father, because I interviewed a couple before, and the guy said, no one ever checked on me. And he said that. Now, it's different from what Money said. Money said, I knew that I had to do this for her. The loss happened to us. But how you word it happened to us, but how you word it?
It happened. This was a thing that happened between us, but to her.
Yeah, like between us, but to her. Yes. Other people say, I lost my child too, and no one checked on me, and everybody came and gave all the attention to the mother. The wife did all this, and the man's just sitting there like as if they didn't lose their child.
What about me?
And so it's that's the reason why I'm glad that she circled back, because that was my next question I was going to ask you. Is how did you cope with it? How did you deal with it? Did you get the need? Did you grieve properly? Because a lot of men don't grieve; they just bury it.
Yeah, and I will say, people who checked on us, I will say there was a lot of people who checked on, who would come and make sure Haley was okay, but they would pull me to the side and they would say, "Hey, I want to check on you as well," because I know a lot of times the men do, like you said, they don't get checked on, and there was a lot of my family and our friends who made sure they also checked on me as well.
That's good. Thank y'all to the community that actually checked on him, because men will isolate and they just build resentment, and then they start self-medicating. You said you don't drink, but then that'd be the time you started drinking. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. You start self-medicating on stuff. That's very unnecessary. But glory to God that y'all went through that. And then what's the praise report? So y'all went through... Yeah, give the praise report.
So no right to.
No right to. I'm just learning this information from my OB. Then I called Doc. Doc is my bonus mom. So I called Doc and I'm telling her what happened. And she's like, Okay, well, I'm just gonna tell you this, because you talking like you don't know who God is.
There it is.
So at the end of the day, you gonna get pregnant, and watch it be on the right side. I don't care what they say. I said, okay, Doc, you're right. I'm gonna trust the Lord. I'm gonna trust the Lord.
She said on the side that has the complication?
Yes. I said, I'm gonna trust the Lord. And I set up a point, like at the end of that appointment with her, we had set up an appointment for 2 weeks out to do egg retrieval to see how healthy like the left side was, right? And she was like, we need to wait till your next cycle comes on. I said, okay, cool. So by the time my next cycle was supposed to come on, I was like, where's that? And I was like, I'm gonna take a pregnancy test, which it didn't make any sense because I have been late for extended periods of time, but this was like a day late. So I take a pregnancy test, but I was like, I'm not gonna look at it because I'm tired of disappointment.
Right.
Hours. I want to say like maybe 4 or 5 hours because I just left it in the bathroom and I went about my business. We had men coming over to the house to redo the floors. So
I had a basketball game.
He had a basketball game. So like I wasn't even thinking about it. And then it dawns on me after he left for a basketball game. Oh, go check. So I was like, oh my God, I'm pregnant. I was like, wait, Money's not here. Oh my God. I hop in the car. I'm trying to drive to the gym. And then he calls me. He's like, I'm on my way home. I'm like, oh my God. So I come home. I tell him, and we set up an appointment immediately because my OB wanted to make sure. She said your chances have increased for ectopic pregnancy after the first by like 4 or 5%. So we had an appointment immediately. And
explain to people what an atopical pregnancy is.
So an ectopic pregnancy is when essentially the baby doesn't travel all the way through your fallopian tube. Instead, the baby gets stuck and doesn't make it to the uterus. So they begin to grow. Now, it's not a viable fetus, but it will continue to grow, and sometimes it can rupture the tube and it can kill both you and the baby. Yeah. So we caught it, and my OB did explain that my tube had ruptured. And that's why they had to remove it, but it was not conveyed in the notes or anything like that. But we caught it, taken care of it, got surgery and everything, and I ended up being okay, but basically there's no viable pregnancy that can come from that. Right. But that being said, we went up, they said, let's do an ultrasound to make sure it's in the right placement this time. So I was like, okay, great. And as we're doing it, it's like, oh, there it is. Okay, great. Yada, yada, yada. And she said, oh my goodness. Oh, do you want to see which ovary it was? And she goes over to the right side. And not only is it enlarged, but there's so much like blood flow. She's like, it's so healthy, this, that, and the third. And I said, hold on. I said, wait a second. That's not possible. I ain't got a tube over there.
Me and your mama both was like, that's wrong.
Okay, my mom was there too.
We was like,
I flip screen.
No.
The screen
so
flip.
she goes to the left, and there's nothing. Like, you
Like,
don't see anything on the left side.
First of all, I was worried about my left ovary. Ain't no blood flow. She was like, no, it came from over here. And then she said, oh, you don't have a tube over here.
Yep.
She said, I don't know how.
Yep.
Like, I don't know. And she said, but hey.
Wow.
I called Doc as soon as we left. I said, Dr. Hey, let me tell you what just happened.
From the right ovary to the left tube.
Right.
Is what happened.
Yes. And I said,
The baby came from the right ovary.
Doesn't make any sense. I said, okay.
And it's crazy that Doc said that because that's exactly what happened.
That's exactly what happened. And I'm talking to my doctor about it, and she's sitting here like, she said, I'm going to be honest, I have never seen this happen before. I don't know what to tell you. And I'm like, it's the Lord. It's the Lord.
Simple as that.
Amen.
Ain't no explanation for it. We don't have one. Doctors don't either.
Mm-mm.
Let me tell you about my guy.
For I know all things work together.
And now we have Leilani.
Now we have Leilani.
Leilani. How's Leilani?
6 months.
6
Oh
months.
my gosh,
Yeah.
I have to see pictures of.
Yes.
I just
Don't show us. She's
Six
gonna keep your
months
kid. She's gonna take your kid. She's gonna take your kid if you let her see a picture.
I mean, Auntie Ashley could just babysit. Y'all might want like a night out or something. You know, I got you. I was a former teacher, so so I'm safe.
Yeah, she said.
Yeah.
She said.
She's a mandated reporter.
Right. How did it feel giving birth to this miracle child?
Oh my goodness. It was like such a sense of, I can't believe we're here.
Yeah.
Like, God, it is insane. When they say birth is a crazy experience, I still, like, once she came out, I couldn't put together in my head, like, oh my God, you just came out of me. And the whole time, I was in labor forever. But
How long?
it was like 30 hours.
Oh, wow.
Unmedicated.
Yeah.
It was
Unmedicated.
Unmedicated.
Why'd you do that?
Oh, I'm scared of needles.
Segue. She's so scared of needles that she had a dental procedure done this year without the numbing.
You lying.
Why you
Because
always
Why
gotta
would you
tell
do
she was
them?
so
that?
scared of the numbing needle. She was like, no, y'all just do it. And
You
sat there with her mouth
crazy.
open and let them drill.
You are crazy. What is wrong with you?
I was crying.
I couldn't have done.
He was like, the whole time he said, "Are you okay. And I was surprised he let me do it. But I'm like, yeah, tears rolling down. I'm like, okay.
They were drilling in your mouth with no medication.
Look, this is the craziest thing I've ever done because he convinced me to go and try like the needle. Like he's like, because I had to have another procedure done. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna do it. He said they numb it first, Haley. And then they do the gel first. I was like, I'm gonna do it. And it was a piece of cake. I said, I can't believe I did that to myself.
It's crazy,
you
man.
got some people drilling your mouth with no medication.
I did. He said, okay, if that's what you want.
Right.
Like, I'm thinking it was gonna be a procedure, and he was like, "I'm sorry, I can't do that. There's liability." No, he said,
"You want to feel this pain? You gonna feel everything."
Right.
And I cried the whole time, but like, I didn't flinch. I was like,
"That is crazy."
Wow.
He let me do it. Now I do have a new dentist now though, because some other things wasn't what it needed to be. So I'm like, that's probably why he let me do it.
But that is a reason why she did the natural birth, because she was so afraid of needles.
That epidural, that thing they stick in your back, and then I didn't know you had to have a catheter too. I said, oh,
And if you move while they're doing it, you can be paralyzed.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm telling you right now today. I said, I'm not doing that.
She did a great job.
And then
she did really good. Yeah.
30 hours. I didn't do it at the hospital either, though.
No,
so that was the other thing, because I didn't want to be pressured into getting it. So I went to a birthing center where epidural wasn't even an option.
You was in a bathtub or something?
She tried the pool.
I ended up on the floor because she wasn't acting right in the pool.
Yeah, it's crazy. She was in the Captain Morgan position. She was on all fours.
I was the bed, the floor, the toilet, the shower, back to the pool. Leilani did not want to come out. I wanted her to come out in that pool, and she was acting up. I said, how you hard-headed? You ain't even here yet.
Shout out to Natural Beginnings Birth Center though, because they did their thing for sure.
Yeah, they did.
She said in the pool, it's on the floor.
Look, she came out on the floor there. I was like, look.
She said natural. Ooh, Lord Jesus.
30 hours
Y'all
later.
women are superheroes. Y'all some superheroes.
Look, but I'll say this. I heard a lot of horror stories beforehand, and I don't think it was as bad as I thought it was going to be based on the stories that I was told. But I was praying the whole time. I'm like, I'm in there yelling, God, I can do this because I need you to meet me here.
I can do all things through Christ.
Man, I thought I was scaring the doula and the midwife, because at one point I'm going off in tongues. I'm like, God, you're going to be here with me. Like, your presence is going to be in this room. And if I'm doing this is what you gave me. Yeah. I can't do this if you're not here.
Yeah. Teach.
Look,
that's
that's the only way we got through that.
That's good.
I want to touch on this before we wrap up, because we always talk about purpose partners, and people see y'all have this phenomenal social media presence. Y'all have 800 and how much? 800 and what thousand on Instagram?
870, I think.
870 something. What do y'all have on TikTok?
1.7 mil. Just hit 1.7 mil.
1.7.
That's dope. Y'all been working.
Exactly.
Look, I got a crazy boss.
Y'all been working.
And this started, what, 2 years ago?
Basically 3, because it would have been 2023 at the end, like right after we got married.
December of 2023 that we started.
But we were still working our jobs.
Yeah.
And then how did this come to be?
As far as content?
Who, to start doing content?
I encouraged her.
Yeah.
Why?
Well, I saw everybody just making videos. Like we didn't have TikTok at first. So when everybody was getting TikTok in like 2020 COVID, we didn't have it. And then we got it like 2021, and I'm seeing the stuff and I'm like, we can do this. Like this is not hard stuff. And she's like, nah, I don't want to do it. So then I made videos by myself, but it was just like random sounds. There was like no strategy to it at all. I was just doing BS stuff.
What was you talking about?
Nothing. I literally just did sounds.
Like, what do you mean sounds?
Like I would do sounds and put words over the sounds, like
dance, sounds and stuff.
It was nothing, literally. And I don't know how, but I got 10,000 followers off of it in like a year. But then when I encouraged her to do it, after I got 10,000, within like 2 or 3 months, she got 100,000 followers. And I'm like,
in 2 or 3 months?
Yeah.
What was your content?
My content, I was doing my skincare because I was learning good skincare, but I was also telling stories.
Yep.
I started talking about, like, I did a series about my mom and the way that she grew up. And everybody love a good ghetto series. So, like,
and then after you grew, you did the biblical baddies.
Oh yes,
I did biblical baddies.
I did biblical baddies. Oh, that was coming for me for that.
What was that about?
Okay. Episode 1. I said Sarah had to be fine because Abraham over here lying not once but twice about this girl, because he think you gonna kill me for her? I said, and she was in older age. I said, oh, I want to be that fine. That's how bad I want to be. And like, I'm telling the story, but in a kind of like a funny way.
Yes.
Yes. And then we talked about Leah and Rachel. Like, imagine being so bad. He worked 14 years for you. I mean, and he don't get nothing before then.
He don't get nothing
He
either.
don't get nothing. Like I said, that's what I need to look like. What I gotta do? What's the workout regimen?
Right. Did you talk about Esther too?
I did.
That's what
I mean, you see what I'm saying? I was going in. I talked about Esther. I talked about Ruth. I'm
love
like,
that. I
look,
love
the kinsman redeemer. I said, listen. I was
So
going
there was a
in.
method to her madness.
Yeah.
There was.
You were just making sounds. with
And I was
words
just
on it?
making sounds. And then in 2023, after we got married in November, we did like 3 actual couple videos. All 3 of them took off. And I was
Yes.
like, wait a minute. Let me change this
What
name.
y'all talk about in that?
This one was like, one of them was like, we're married. And it was like the trend where it's like, we're married. So of course, whatever.
yeah.
And we went back and forth doing that. And then we did one of the Target videos where it was like a random woman walking up in Target. And
Like hitting on you. How would you
Yes.
respond?
Oh yeah, I remember that.
and that is really what took us off because we
Yeah.
did those like every week after that, and we were getting 100,000 followers every month.
Every it was
100,000.
100,000 followers every month for the first 8
Nine.
months. It was 8 or 9 months from November to December, January, February, March. It just kept coming 100,000. I was like,
And what was y'all frequency? Y'all posting every week?
I
that
was
point,
trying to
it was
post
like
like
every day.
2-3 times a day.
It was crazy.
Really?
I mean, and we both working full time. He coming home.
Yeah.
He's coming home at 11 o'clock after, because he was a coach, after a basketball game out of town. Like, okay, let's run these 3 videos before I take a shower.
Yep.
Like, come on, let's go
And
ahead
then
and
the
do it.
next day while I was at work on my lunch, I would post one at 12. I would post one after at like 3, and then I would post one after practice.
Every single day.
Every single day.
I was
Sunday
tired.
and the Saturdays.
Sundays and Saturdays too, because that would be the days we don't. So we did the Target videos. We don't have a Target in our city, so we would have to drive to Gastonia, which was like 30 minutes away, and we would do the videos then when we had time.
Because I don't know why those type of videos didn't work in any store but Target. So we was like we did
Right.
it at
Y'all tried it
Walmart,
somewhere else and
We
didn't
tried
work?
them at
Walmart,
Lowe's,
Bell,
Walmart, Bell,
everywhere. I said, oh, but that one Target one went great.
So we
like
gonna keep going
all
there.
of them did good, but that one
Y'all
went
still going to
crazier.
Target doing the video?
Yeah,
How
every
many times y'all think
weekend.
y'all went to that Target?
Oh my God, we got at least 10 of those videos, at least
I
10
mean,
like that.
And I felt bad because we didn't even shop at Target.
Nope,
We
didn't
we
even
were-
shop
We
there.
were just making videos like it was our studio. We was clocking in at, and then you got people in the comment section, not y'all at Target. Like, little y'all know.
Don't feel bad. You promoted them.
Right?
They
But-
never did a brand deal with y'all?
No,
Good Lord. And y'all was getting, so a video that y'all have with Target, what do you think has the most views? Like how many?
one of those videos
Yeah.
probably about 12 million. maybe.
Really?
All of them had over 1 million,
Like 10 digits. It was our double digits.
At least 3 of them had 10 million plus. And then some of them have 8 million, 6 million. Like the lowest on those would probably be like 800,000. And that's why we kept doing them, because I'm
I
like,
love that.
getting the
time.
views.
Y'all would get 100,000 followers a month.
A
It was
month.
insane. It was to the point to where like when we started meeting other creators who have been in the game a lot longer than
know
us,
it.
they were like, "How did y'all do it?" Well, I don't know.
We don't know.
I don't know nothing about it. I can't even tell you. I can't even tell you now how to replicate that again.
No.
Because like after we hit the 8 or 9 month, it was like 800, 900,000. Once we hit that range, it wasn't like, it was maybe went down to like 50,000 in a month and then maybe 30. And then it got real slow after that.
So then we was thinking like,
Yeah.
what are we doing wrong? But it was
Right.
like, no,
No,
we
it's
just
just the
we
algorithm.
at bay. Yeah.
I bet y'all was like, please don't close down TikTok. When that whole thing was going, they was talking about, we're gonna close TikTok. You was like, Trump, don't you mess this up.
I immediately said, okay, I need to start posting on Instagram and Facebook. Let me go over there. Let me go and establish an audience over there.
Yeah.
But it's I think like obviously you guys did a lot right, but it really is like the you guys factor because you're so relatable. You make content that clearly speaks to people, and you guys are just like real and transparent, but like don't take yourselves too seriously. And so what is there not to love about following you guys and watching your content?
And what do y'all have, like in creating content, do y'all have any boundaries of what y'all won't share publicly?
That's a
Won't
good
share?
question.
Yeah.
Our daughter.
Our daughter right now. Yeah.
Well,
Her
so
face. So her
Yeah.
face.
Okay.
Yeah,
There's-
not like
So you show the back of her head or something?
yeah.
But we also don't make content really surrounded by her either.
Yeah.
Like she may be in like a vlog or something, or I will be on my page and talk about her or talk about motherhood. But like she didn't sign up for this. And I have patience, but like I don't care what you think about what I got going on when it comes to my child. And I don't want her on social media because people are very ruthless when it comes to kids. And I don't want to deal with it.
Crazy.
Well,
we have an exclusive picture of their daughter right now. Drop the picture right now. This is when she's teething. Look at this picture. But yeah, that is cool that y'all have those boundaries. Like, hey, listen, we're gonna keep our kid, anonymous. So I'm gonna ask y'all this question again. Now, since we've come all the way around full circle, why did God allow you to marry her and him? Why did he choose this partner for y'all to be married? Hindsight been 20/20 as you look across this journey. Why?
I'm gonna say for me, it gave me a different perception of life because I will say we have similar backgrounds, but we perceive life a different way because Haley was a person where she had not seen a lot of things. I hadn't seen the people traveling. I hadn't seen the marriage. I hadn't seen all this stuff. So I want it. I was a person who I have not seen these things. So I'm okay with not having it. So even in taking our first trip, which was to the DR, but it was a group trip. And I'm telling her like, we don't do that. Like, that's not what we do.
Who turned down the DR?
And everybody know who we is.
Who is we?
But anyways, but like I said, I just felt like,
we don't do that.
Right. And now I'm trying to go out the country once a year.
Yeah.
But she just opened my eyes up to just to life in general. Like she has brought a whole different perception of life for me in the way I view people, the way that I view myself, the way that I view her in just different situations. And I feel like she was put in my life to just change my sense of reality.
Oh, that's good. Yeah. Haley.
Oh, that's nice. I don't I gotta follow up to that.
Why did God choose money to be your husband? Could have been anybody else. Why him?
Any of them dates.
Yeah, any of them dates.
They was never mind.
Yeah, come on.
I think God knew I needed somebody that could help me heal certain parts of things when it came to how I viewed men, how I viewed a husband, how I viewed a father. And when it comes to being with money, there's so many things that I realized I've healed through in being married to him. Being able, I just tell not a long story, but we had my niece for like 2 weeks. We got her 2 weeks at a time. She's in Georgia, right? And I was feeling some type of way the whole time that we had her. And she leaves, take her home, and I'm washing dishes. Money comes out the room, and I was like, I just need you to know, I need to talk to you. And I don't want you to be upset, but I need to say this. The entire time that my niece was here, I felt like I was on edge, and I felt like there is no way somebody can be this caring, this supportive, this loving, and this attentive without some twisted ulterior motive.
Dang.
And I'm not talking about it from a standpoint of you have a questionable character. I'm realizing that in you, God is healing what I didn't think could be possible. And he walks over he didn't say anything. He just walks over to me and he hugs me and he says, I'm so sorry that you had to experience that, but you don't have to worry. And it's like that I'm seeing with like him becoming a father, and I'm seeing what it means for somebody to really like, I want to be a dad and I love being a dad. I want to be a husband and I love being a husband. I want to love you. Even when you're not the easiest to love. That has healed so much. When you see people so quickly ready to leave, so quickly ready to throw in the towel that you're not worth it, and have somebody sit here and be like, yeah, this is what I signed up for. And like truly be patient and love you through it. Like that. Oh my gosh, that. And it just kind of dawned on me in May. We were sitting in church and I'm holding Leilani. And I'm looking down at her and it was like, I see, like, and that was this year. I'm like, God, I see why you gave me this man. I see why you put me with him specifically. The way that he talks to me, the way that he has patience, even when I have an attitude, the way that he's never, ever raised his voice at me, being angry. There's never been like a knockout, drag out type of thing. You gave me somebody who could show me the exact opposite of what I expected to get when it came to a relationship, a husband and a father, what I expected to get in a man. That has healed me on so many levels. I know I needed that. And like, I love you.
I love you too.
I'm trying not to let no tears drop because I did my makeup.
Yeah, I never laughed at you. But here's some tissue for the
Let him go, girl. You won't cry for me?
Yeah, he said, you want to cry for him? You want to mess up your makeup for him?
Right.
But no, I was like, I needed that. I genuinely, yeah. You're a great man.
And you're a great woman.
Well, this is a great opportunity for y'all to grab that box. Do you have any other questions, Ashley, before we write the key to love?
No. That was beautiful.
That was very beautiful.
That was beautiful.
And yeah. What I love about, y'all can grab the box and I'll talk while y'all grab the box.
Go ahead and start.
Yeah, get the pen out. Each one of y'all get your own key. And then you write a sentence, phrase, word, whatever you want to write, your key to love, and sign your name. No cheating.
So, what did you think about this episode?
I thought this episode was absolutely beautiful. I talk about marrying young in chapter, it's either 11 or 13, 11 or something in Student of Love. And I love when I see the fruit of that. When I see when you marry young, it's not going to be easy, no matter what age you get married. Because we can argue getting married in your 30s, your 40s, your 50s. Those couples are set in their ways. They may come together with different assets. They may have gone through divorce. They may have gone through having kids prior to meeting each other. They may have all these things that they bring into the marriage prior to. They have those obstacles to go and journey through. And then you get these other people that get married young, and then they have the maturation phase to mature through. But that's the beauty of marriage.
Yeah.
And so I just loved hearing their story, hearing their journey, hearing their. I'm a fan of going from friend to fiance. I love the fact that God's did an okie doke on money, because he was like, I ain't even thinking about marriage. I ain't thinking about nothing. And here he is talking about, will you be my girlfriend? Circle yes or no.
Yeah.
And then you go from that moment to, hey, I'm finna propose to you right here in this apartment. Like, what's up? Will you be my wife? To know that, and a lot of guys use, and it's a real excuse when they say, I've never seen it, so how do you expect me to ever have it? That's real. But you can also be what was never shown to you.
Yep.
And I love that he was man enough, that he knew God enough to say, I don't have to see it to be it. And as young kids, we were always taught, if you can see it, you can achieve it. You know what I'm saying? Which is true. But also, what happens if you don't have it? Then you can look to the hills for which cometh your help. Your help coming from the Lord. So you can look at God and say, God, teach me how to be a husband. Teach me how to be a man, and teach me how to be a father. And I bet your money had no idea that the way he was fashioned would be healing Haley. In the Bible says, and as they went, they were healed. And so as y'all were going through y'all's journey of love, y'all were finding healing for both of y'all. It's reciprocal. He was finding healing in his mindset of not believing that it was attainable. So what was your takeaway? What do you like about this episode?
Well, I loved what you said. And then I think one of the parts that I loved the most was how Haley was talking about communication, and just how intentional they have been in terms of learning what the other person needs when communicating, because they saw that as a challenge. And I love that they met that challenge head on and just said, we're not going to let the things that cause other people to stumble affect us. And so I think that takes like both people to do that work. And I just thought the way that she described it was so beautiful. and her temperament matching. I mean, I could just keep going on, but her being like, I was a little bit difficult, and him being like, I'm not going to argue, and then I'm going to have to come, and meet you and have these like the whole transparency of it all.
I love it.
I think it is really healing. So.
And I love that. I love that about y'all is that a lot of men are they'll just walk away. You know what I'm saying? It's like we're trained that if a woman has been difficult, challenging, argumentative, whatever, we just walk away.
Yep.
And then men just keep doing that. And I would watch that on TV shows where they'll have an argument and what the dude do? Get in the car and drive off. He'd take a long drive down the street. You know what I'm saying? I'd be like, what happens if you get in a car accident and die? You know what I'm saying? And it's good that you remove yourself out of that situation, but that can't be a coping mechanism that anytime there's conflict, you get in the car and drive off. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because that can lead to a different level of insecurity with that woman to be like, well, where'd he go? Is he about to go be with another woman? What is he doing? Is he on the phone talking? Because you're avoiding the situation. And so I love the fact that you were fearful because that was motivated by fear when you were like, I'm finna go read to make sure it don't work out. But it was also wisdom because you said, I'm finna read these books to figure out what causes marriages to break down because your mindset was always like, I'm waiting for the shoe to drop. I'm waiting. Is this too good to be true? Is this too good to be true? Is it too good to be true? But it caused you to start being proactive and start saying, well, let me make sure that it doesn't, fail. So that's great. What did you write for your key to love?
I said, be willing to grow and change. If you always do what you always did, you'll always be what you've always been.
That's good. That's good. Look at her now. She's like, I don't want to read mine.
I want to say I wrote mine first. I need y'all to know I wrote mine first. I put willingness to grow, improve, and love through the ups and downs.
That's good.
She's trying to be like me so bad that she changed her last name first. No, first she moved to my state, then my city, changed her last name, and now she writing down the same things as me.
And you know what?
Wait, what color you got?
Yeah, look.
You know what? I can't say nothing. But I put an emphasis on willingness because it changes everything. If you're willing, it'll work.
If it's
That's
willing,
good.
Willingness,
If you're willing.
A willing heart. That's what the Bible talks about. Listen, take a stand. Go hang those both on the same hook. Find the hook up there, and she got to go herself. Y'all both got to go do the work.
Oh yeah,
And while they're doing that, ask me the question again so I can redeem myself.
Well, your question was great.
No. The question, what did you say about the phases? I have my order now. I have my order now.
All right. So we're going to ask her this question again.
Okay.
So what are the phases of a relationship?
Okay.
A romantic relationship.
Okay. There's the friendship first. Then there's a defining moment, which is a conversation.
You said that aha moment.
It's the aha moment, but I think defining is like a better way to describe it. So it's something defining. And then you can decide how you want to date. If you want to just, not be exclusive, or if you want to say, let's just lock in with each other because I really want to prioritize this. So then that would be like the third and fourth phase. And then, but again, I don't think you should get committed unless you're like very intentional and you think that this could be your forever. And then you get engaged, and then you get married. Bam.
Did we go through those phases?
We did.
Okay. So how was our phase? You feel like it was all of it?
It was friendship, defining moment.
What was the defining moment?
Well, you called me and you were like, hey.
What'd I say?
Just like that.
What'd I say?
I could cover you better than all them other
in words.
Defining.
And he meant it.
Very much so.
This was my friend, and he was like, I gotta tell you something. I could cover you better than all them other. I said, oh, okay, I'm listening. So defining, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
And then dating.
Yeah, March 18th, our first date.
But courting is better. Is courting better?
Well, if you want to go all biblical and all saved and sanctified,
courting, engagement, marriage. That's my order, and I'm sticking to it.
Yeah.
Now back to Okay, sorry.
I like it. Picasso.
Yes.
But so it's the same thing as friends watching each other date other people, and it was like, and like you said, I'm seeing what these other people keep failing at. I hear what your needs are, because I remember one time I just got frustrated when she talked about. I got frustrated. I was like, I'm hearing what you desire. I see the type of woman that you are, how are these guys mishandling you? Like, I know how to serve you.
Yeah, and it's not hard things. Like,
You over here like, I can do that.
right,
They say, buddy, I can do that.
right. That's a challenge to them? Wait, what?
He's like, I excel in that area.
As a matter of fact.
As a matter of fact, here's my resume.
Oh my goodness.
I can do that. Well, listen, it was a pleasure talking to y'all. Y'all were so vulnerable. That's going to be the word of, I may call it, let me ask you this. I used to say this in the earlier seasons of Dear Future Wifey. If y'all were to name this episode based on what y'all shared today, what would be the name of this episode? You can pull your microphone close to your money. Both of y'all can talk. Y'all can have two different titles if you want to. I just want to hear what y'all think about this story, y'all journey, y'all's love journey. If it was a Lifetime movie, what would it be called?
Love After Loss.
Love After Loss. What would you call it?
I would probably stick with the vulnerability topic and say you'll find strength in your vulnerability.
You'll find strength in your vulnerability. That's good.
That's good.
Listen, may the love you share today outlive. No, let me ask you this before I close. Anything that we can support? Y'all got anything coming up? What should we tell our listeners to look out for? Or how can they support you?
Come on, co-founder.
You guys are looking at the founders of Black Collective, so be on the lookout this year. There will be an update this fall of what you can expect. Y'all already know a couple conversations about journals and merch and things that we've been working on as a young married couple, because marriage is not just for people who are older. Right. You can have a happy, healthy marriage and you can be proactive. You don't have to be a ride or die and go through the streets and struggle first. I promise you that.
Ride or die.
Yes. But be on the lookout for that this fall.
The Black Collective.
The Black Collective.
I love it. I love it. May the love you share today outlive the season you're in.
May it carry you through the days when words are few and faith has to do the talking.
Y'all give it up for the Blacks, y'all.
I'm going to clap for you.
Perfect.
That was smooth.
I feel like I was supposed to say something. What I say now?
We're going to come over with our stuff.
Hold on real quick. We didn't talk about that. Because I didn't know how to do this like that. That's crazy.
Y'all come up with something right now. That's our outro. Here
What they say again?
May the love you share today outlive the season you're in.
May it carry you through the days when words are few and faith has to do the talking.
They practice it though.
And you know it.
We go there. Okay, let's do it.
Hey. Amen. There we go.
Ladarian, thrusted suddenly into Child Protective Services in 2015. My nephew, Black, a boy. The likelihood of being adopted outside of kinship, slim to none. Armani, 16 years old, Black, a boy, with 5 years in the foster care system before I even knew his name. The likelihood of ever being adopted, yep, you guessed it, slim to none. While Ladarian and Armani were trying to survive and barely thrive in an overpopulated and underfunded foster care system, I was living my own life, doing well professionally. Having been a single father with a daughter who at that point was doing well in college, it was my time to live my life, right? Wrong. I felt unsettled, tireless, agitated. There are just too many of our Black children stuck in ambiguity and in the limbo of the foster care system. In 2017, I legally adopted my nephew, Ladarian. Fast forward to 2019, I had no ties to this other young king, but I felt God instructed me to adopt him also, and I obeyed. Starting over with parenting should have been enough, right? Working with various foster care and adoption agencies to help bring awareness to the countless young Black kings in the foster care system should have decreased my agitation, right? Joining the board of directors of Advantage Adoption, an organization that helps find permanent adoptive homes for children in foster care, should have led to some type of resolve, right? No, not at all. None of it felt like I had done enough. I now realize that every one of those experiences was laying the fundamental foundation for my life's mission, Kingdom Royale. Kingdom Royale will be a luxury, state-of-the-art home for foster boys. Our first location will be in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. We will utilize the whole person approach that instills identity, empowers them to advocate for themselves, and enlightens them regarding new perspectives and limitless options that they thought were impossible. Though the young kings will attend the local public schools that are in proximity to Kingdom Royale, our at-home curriculum will broaden their worldview through participating in the arts, attending various cultural events, learning about and engaging in multifaceted discussions about current events and even relevant historical context, introducing them to gardening and landscaping and even caring for our animals on our farm and on-site stables. We just launched our Startup Capital campaign with the goal of raising $2.8 million. Now, why $2.8 million? Well, in 2017, I created a web series in which I performed random acts of kindness for targeting the homeless community. One of the most notable successes was that one of the videos went viral, garnering 28 million views. However, one of my biggest regrets is that I didn't raise a single dollar to help in implementing a more sustainable plan for the homeless community. So throughout the years, with much remorse, I reflected on not maximizing that moment. I knew if at that time, just 10% of the viewers donated $1, we would have raised at least $2.8 million that could have really established long-term support for the homeless community, or at least started a long-term initiative to do so. This is my do-over. This is our new beginning. Together, we can attack this at the root by specifically helping our homeless Black boys who are already disproportionately represented in the American foster care system. I'm Laterras R. Whitfield. I've been nominated for 3 regional Emmys documenting my work with the homeless as well as my personal adoption journey. Despite those accolades, the greatest award for me is truly providing the infrastructure for a transformed life. Visit kingdomroyale.com for more details. Crown a king and make a donation today.
I hope you enjoyed this episode of the Dear Future Wifey podcast. Remember, be lit, live intentionally and transparently, and don't stop loving. Make sure to subscribe to our Dear Future Wifey YouTube channel. We're available on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, and Stitcher. We welcome your support. Simply share our podcast with your friends and family.